Back here at Veterans Stadium, and the Eagles expect that there'll be at least one postseason game, maybe two here. But this is the last regular season game in this 30-year-old arena. And back deep is Kenny Watson, and David Akers will kick off for the Eagles. And this game is underway. Long-time rivalry, and Akers' kick goes out of the end zone, and the Redskins will begin from the 20-yard line. Redskins have lost 2 in a row and 4 of their last 5. And Trey Johnson will start at right guard, the only change from last week in Washington's offensive line. Stephen Davis, and that has been the enigma. How much will he carry the ball today? Rod Gardner and Darius Thompson are the wide receivers. Thompson coming off a career game for him. And Zeron Flemister is the late addition at the starting tight end. Patrick Ramsey, the #1 pick from Tulane, who was impressive in a losing cause in relief of Danny Werfel against the Giants last week, leads the way, his 3rd start. And Stephen Davis, following a blocker and still on his feet, gets close to the first down on the first play of the game. Let's check out the vaunted Philadelphia Eagles defensive unit. Hugh Douglas, who leads the team in sacks, and Darwin Walker not far behind, with Simon and Brandon Whiting. Sean Barber, Levon Kirkland, and Carlos Emmons are the linebackers. Bobby Taylor, who's red hot, along with Troy Vincent, the perennial Pro Bowler, and the rookie Michael Lewis starting again at strong safety for Blaine Bishop. 2nd and 1, a big opening for Stephen Davis, who loses the ball, and the chase for the loose ball, and the Eagles recover. So Stephen Davis, who gained 18 yards on that run, and slow getting up, and it was Brian Dawkins, the free safety, who knocked the ball out of his hand.
Well, this is defensive coordinator Jim Johnson's biggest concern. Stephen Davis in the running game, he's had 2 great runs, but watch Brian Dawkins right there. Punch the ball out. When the guy is suspended up and you have him tackled, go after the football. Jim Johnson preaches turnovers. He talks about it during the week. You can see the dividends that pay off on Sundays.
And Michael Lewis makes the recovery, and the Eagles will start at midfield with Davis still on the ground.
So, how was Florida?
Nice.
A lot of pretty girls on the beach?
Yep.
Probably wearing bikinis, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Pretty girls in bikinis.
Right now, fly Southwest Airlines for just $39 to $99 each way when you purchase by December 16th. So get packing.
You are now free to move about the country.
So 20 seconds left. Garcia looks left.
He's got this weak side blitz coming, right?
Takes a snap. Takes a 3-step drop. Bunch of big guys trying to kill him.
Dodges this one safety. Ducks under this tackle.
Launches this awkward, just squirrely looking
prayer to the corner of the end zone.
Right into the hands of
J.J. Stokes. Touchdown.
touchdown.
Should have been there.
Should have been there.
You should have been there.
If you want to be there, bring your Visa card, because you can't buy 49er tickets at 3Com Park with American Express.
You should have been there.
Holiday greetings from Budweiser. From our family to yours, we wish you a very safe and happy holiday season.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 37.
A big break for the Philadelphia Eagles, and that's something they've been doing, is forcing turnovers, as Stephen Davis, who was on the turf for a long time, now getting in the cart and will be taken off, holding on to his right hand. The Eagles get the ball on their own 49-yard line, and A.J. Feely, in his third start, sees an opening up the middle and slides at the 45 of the Redskins for a 5-yard pickup on first down. Taking a look at the Philadelphia Eagles offense, and this line has raised its game a notch for sure in the last 3 weeks. Deuce Staley, the running game, has picked up as well. Todd Pinkston coming off a big one. James Thrash was tremendous against the Redskins earlier in the season. And Feely, out of the University of Oregon, trying to make it 3 in a row, and on 2nd and 5, throwing the fade, and the pass wrestled for, and it is an interception by Fred Smoot. So Todd Pinkston, the target, and Fred Smoot battling him all the way with an interception. So each team early on has committed a turnover. We have completed less than 2 minutes.
The sun is shining in the sky. There ain't a cloud in sight. It stopped raining. Everybody's in a play. And don't you know, it's a beautiful new day. Hey, everybody smiles at you.
It used to be business was conducted face-to-face, and people were helpful. It was known as common courtesy. At Siebel, we make application software that lets you once again give your customers personalized service. It's made a real difference in a lot of successful companies. It could make one in yours. Siebel, good service is good business.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Visa. It's everywhere NFL fans want to be. By Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. By Sprint. Introducing PCS Vision. Clearly a whole new way to look at wireless. And by new MSN 8. It's better with the butterfly. MSN 8. More useful every day.
A.J. Feely with his 2nd interception since becoming a starting quarterback, giving the ball back to the Redskins, and Liddell Betts with some good speed slips on the 30-yard line without a defender near him. The rookie from Iowa picking up 10 yards and a Redskin first down.
Well, A.J. Feely wants to just get the ball into the other playmaker's hands. Right here, a shot down the field to Todd Pinkston on a simple go route. Todd Pinkston has got to go up and become the defender when that ball is thrown to the inside, and Fred Smoot has position like that.
4th interception of the year for Fred Smoot. So now the Eagle offense at the drawing boards, facing Patrick Ramsey in the 2nd possession. The Redskins fumbled the first time out, and this pass is caught by Betts, and he is knocked out of bounds by Bobby Taylor after a short gain of 3.
I like the approach in the running game right now by the Washington Redskins. They are running on the perimeter, and the big concern were the 2 guys in the middle, Darwin Walker and Corey Simon, getting that big push. No sense in running between the tackles. Let's get on the edges. They've been very successful up until this point.
What would make the Redskins season is to derail the Philadelphia Eagles in some way, and they're trying to get off to the good start, but cutting through and tackling Betts for a loss of 2 yards is Hugh Douglas. The Eagles today dressed in green on green. It's a motif that they have worn only once before, Moose, and that was back in '97 when they were beaten badly here on a Monday night game at Veterans Stadium by the 49ers. And the players said maybe we'll wear green on green, which seems to be a popular color combination, or blue on blue, whatever you want to call it. Not to all compliments to Bobby Vinton, but he says, I don't care if we lost that game. Let's turn the tide and exercise that devil.
So I want to get into too many superstitions.
That's true. They don't mean anything. 3rd down and 9, and moving into the shotgun, and the play clock runs down. And there should be a delay of the game call. You saw the play clock wind down to 0 without the whistle.
Prior to the snap, delay, offense. Still 3rd down.
Johnny Greer signaling the delay of game call, and right now let's go down to Don Tollefson on the field.
Hey, Dick, it is typical of the way this season has gone for the Washington Redskins. Stephen Davis has a great run, but gets hurt on the play. It is a dislocated right shoulder. Obviously, no more Stephen Davis today. Back to you, Dick.
All right, Don, a very tough loss. And now on 3rd down and long, Liddell Betts on the draw play gets back to the 33-yard line. Sean Barber, the former Redskin, making the tackle. And we are ready for our first punt of this contest. And going back to kick is Craig Jarrett, who was signed as a rookie last week. This is his second game. And Brian Mitchell, another former Redskin, who is gaining ground and one of the most prolific all-time yardage performers. Good kick by Jarrett, and Mitchell at the 26, returning for the Eagles. And the Redskins bury him at the 34. Nearly 4 minutes gone by, no score here at the Vet.
Mr. Stevens? Yeah. Got you down for over 130 channels, $39.99 a month. Right. So every channel's digital quality. There's access to 31 premium movie channels, 60 pay-per-view movie titles a month.
Great. So that can go on the back of the roof?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, good. So go ahead and pull around back.
You work for the cable company, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why settle for cable? Get a 2-room DirecTV system with installation for under $50.
Nice phone. I gotta get a cordless headset.
Funny how the holidays turn even the most serious business people into kids again. Consider Office Depot your toy store, because our people know exactly what business people want for the holidays, and we offer a wide variety of gifts at great prices. Office Depot. What you need to know.
Golf Saturday? Can't. It's my weekend with the kids.
Exquisite half-carat diamond jewelry. Your choice, just $149. There is joy in here. At Zales, the diamond store.
Feast your eyes on the new fajita grilled stuffed burrito from Taco Bell. Sizzling strips of marinated steak and grilled veggies. All the great fajita flavors now wrapped to go in a grilled tortilla.
Ooh, fajitas.
Ooh, fajitas.
Taste the new fajita grilled stuffed burrito and think outside the bun.
Eric bombs the SATs.
An 800's not good.
What could be worse?
I got a 1030!
He did worse than Kelso. I watched that kid glue his hand to his face.
That 70s Show, all new at 8/7 Central, Fox Tuesday.
Brian Mitchell returned that punt 8 yards, but in the process passed Walter Payton and moved into second place in NFL history in all-purpose yards behind Jerry Rice.
Congratulations to Brian Mitchell. That is an impressive list he is on. Jerry Rice leads, then Brian Mitchell, then Walter Payton, then Emmitt Smith. Congratulations to Brian Mitchell.
Pretty good company. First down on the 35, and Deuce Staley still on his feet and finally tackled by Kevin Mitchell from behind after getting nearly 9 yards on first down. And here are the numbers as Brian Mitchell trailing just Jerry Rice in that department.
And when you look at what Brian Mitchell has been able to accomplish last year, 1,600 all-purpose yards, when it is all said and done, I think that Brian Mitchell is going to be your NFL leader in all-purpose yards, and that's just an incredible accomplishment when you look at those guys at the top of that list.
13th year, and I still think it sticks in his craw that the Redskins decided they didn't need his services anymore. 2nd and 1, Dorsey Levens sheds a tackler with a stiff arm and gets good yardage. The Redskins not tackling well at all on this series, and Dorsey Levens getting inside the 40 of the Washington Redskins, a gain of 18 yards.
And the Eagles taking in the approach that the Washington Redskins are. They're attacking the perimeter. A nice move by Dorsey Levens right there, and then the stiff arm to break the tackle. And yeah, they are running the football well, and the offensive line is doing a nice job. But Dorsey Levens and Deuce Staley are running very, very hard through the last few weeks of the season, and especially the start of this game today.
This is a team that gained 168 yards rushing in week 2 against Washington. They send the tight end Chad Lewis in motion, and the flip to Deuce Staley. Staley hemmed in, and Staley is dropped for a loss of 1 yard on the play. And speaking about the Redskins defense, let's introduce them to you. Bruce Smith, Darrell Gardner, Carl Powell, and Ronaldo Wynn make up the defensive line. Kevin Mitchell again at middle linebacker, and out for the year Jeremiah Trotter, the ex-Eagle. Fred Smoot, who already has an interception, with Champ Bailey at the corners, and Ifeanyi Ohalete and David Terrell are the safeties. And Marvin Lewis, the defensive guru of this Washington team. It'll be 2nd down and 10. And a deep drop for Feely, and on the screen to Deuce Staley. Breaks a couple. Deuce Staley down the middle and going to the end zone. And with no flags is in there for the touchdown. 38-yard screen pass from Feely to Deuce Staley, and the Eagles jump up ahead.
The Philadelphia Eagles put so much pressure on you as an offensive because of all the things that they do. Running the football, running some gadget plays, screen passes, reverses. It's so difficult to prepare for them. Right there, they are, along with the Green Bay Packers, one of the best screen teams in the league. And it's all the downfield blocking. Watch as this play develops. You'll see guys get into the area to just screen their guys out of it. Right there, a block on Kevin Mitchell by Chad Lewis. And there goes Deuce Staley right down the middle. Breaks to the outside for the touchdown.
David Akers giving the Eagles a 7-0 lead. Deuce Staley, he's done it all as a receiver and a runner. And the Eagles are up.
The dentists at Oral-B are on a mission to protect your teeth and gums. Their ultimate weapon? The Oral-B 3D XL. The only toothbrush to combine a high-tech head like professionals use with a pulsating 3D motion. It cleans below the gum line, preventing and even reversing gum disease. Mission accomplished. Is it any wonder more dentists prefer brushing with the Oral-B 3D XL? Brush like a dentist.
Honey, I'm stuck in North America. Would you write this down, please? You go south through Canada.
Need a lot of minutes? Switch to Sprint, and for just $30 a month, get unlimited night and weekend minutes and 300 anytime minutes. And get a free PCS phone instantly at Sprint stores.
Boy, that was embarrassing.
It never happened.
PCS from Sprint. Clearly, the phone to give or get.
Fox Monday. 'Tis the season for peace and goodwill toward men.
There's a hotel on Beacon Hill. Get a room, and I'll meet you there at 4 o'clock.
Be there for a special holiday Boston public.
Mr. Hanson, thank you. I didn't do anything yet. Yes, you have.
An all-new episode, 8/7 Central, Fox Monday.
The Eagles needing a victory to wrap up the division title and know that if they win their last 3, they will have home field advantage throughout the NFC playoffs. Have jumped up to a 7-0 lead, and it was Deuce Staley, the principal figure on that scoring series. David Akers again kicking into the end zone, and again the Redskins will have to settle for a 20-yard start.
One is fun, but two is funner. One's not bad, but two's my number. Together life feels grand. Together with my best friend.
Where can you find browsing built for two? Introducing MSN 8, where advanced Microsoft software lets you link up with a friend and see the best of the web together. For browsing AOL can't match, it's better with the butterfly. Call 866-TRY-MSN 8.
Pizza Hut. There are big dogs here. Bobby, is that you? I'm having second thoughts about this whole NFL XL deal.
A big New Yorker for $8.99 and a free 2-liter of Pepsi. All season long on Sundays and Mondays. It's gotta be the greatest deal around.
Not from where I'm sitting.
Try the NFL XL deal from Pizza Hut and Pepsi. Get a free 2-liter Pepsi when you buy an extra large pizza for only $8.99. Only available this season on Sundays and Mondays. So call today. Only at Pizza Hut. You make the call.
Come on in and watch the game.
We'll deliver the deal.
Wow, MP3 player, digital camera, DVD player, very nice. Looks like somebody's kids are going to be very happy this holiday.
Kids, could you? I'll be right. There you go.
Something for everyone. Circuit City has tons of great gift ideas this holiday season. Circuit City, we're with you.
Hey, my wife loves these things. All wives love things.
could you...
I'm a player in the National Football League.
But that is not who I am.
I'm a member of a community.
Dedicated to making a difference in people's lives.
I'm a player in the National Football League.
Well, you talk about a nice football play. That screen pass to Deuce Staley. Let's get some credit to some of the blockers. James Thrash coming in motion across the formation will get a linebacker. Look at the blocks when Deuce Staley catches the ball. Here, here, and here. All three guys picked up. That leaves Jermaine Mayberry free to go after Ifeanyi Ohalete. And there you go, right down the middle. Deuce Staley makes a great cut to the outside, but great blocking on that screen pass.
And it was all running backs, Moose. Staley for 47 of those yards, Levens for 18. Who needs wide receivers? First down from the 20. Redskins in a 7-0 hole, and the screen pass to Kenny Watson, and he's going to lose yardage thanks to Corey Simon. How well of this Eagle defensive line rising to the occasion, and I guess when McNabb went out, they said everyone's going to have to come up and raise it a notch, and they have.
And here's Corey Simon right here. What a good job of reading the screen and then getting back out. He sees the back. Kenny Watson break, immediately gets on his tail. And when you talk to the Eagle defenders, they say the strength of their defense is the athleticism of all the guys. They are so quick, and everybody is moving to the ball.
And they can cover in the secondary. Let's not forget that. Second down and 12. And here is Ramsey. And Ramsey finds a receiver who drops the ball, and it's the starting tight end, Zeron Flemister. But there's a penalty flag thrown. Johnny Greer, you know, is our referee today.
Offside. Nose guard on defense. Lined up in the neutral zone. Will penalize 5 yards. Still second down.
One of the things you get on a nice clear day is that ball gets up into the sun. You see it's thrown perfectly to Zeron Flemister right there. You lose that in the shade, looking back out from the dark spot on the field into the sunlight.
Second down and 7, and Liddell Betts again gets tripped up, and Bobby Taylor makes sure he doesn't get anything on the play, and a loss of 2 more yards. So the Eagle defense pushing the Redskins back. And it'll be third down and long as Liddell Betts forced into the roll now that Stephen Davis has been injured with the dislocated shoulder and likely out for the rest of the game.
Well, Steve Spurrier wanted to take a long look at Liddell Betts anyways with the situation with Stephen Davis and his impact on the cap next year. That might be a tough decision, but this is the area you don't want to get into against this defense. Third and long.
Third and 9 to be exact. Out of the shotgun is Patrick Ramsey. And let's see if the left side of the Redskin line moved, forcing Washington into a deeper trouble.
Neutral zone infraction.
That's 2.
Number 94, defense. Will penalize 5 yards. Still third down.
Well, I can understand how N.D. Kalu is chomping at the bit. He has 4 sacks in the last 2 games, and that has to bring a frown to Jim Johnson, his defensive coordinator.
No, you work on the first 2 downs to get an offense in the position of third and long, and you just let them off the hook with a neutral zone infraction right there. Now you're in a much more manageable situation of 3rd and 4. So as aggressive as this defense is, they still have to play smart.
Ball at the 26-yard line of the Redskins. And Patrick Ramsey trying to get out of trouble, and he does, and Ramsey's not going to get to the sticks. Trying to run for it, but Corey Simon and company proved to be too much of an obstacle, and so the Eagles force the Redskins to punt.
Patrick Ramsey does a nice job escaping the sack, but he's got to learn how to slide. You see the pressure right there. Darwin Walker, the man in the middle, he has had a tremendous season this year. He collapses the pocket. Patrick Ramsey right now, get down. You are not going to get the first down. You need to stay in one piece.
Greg Jarrett will be kicking for the second time, and Brian Mitchell back at the 21 of the Eagles, getting ahead of steam, and a flag goes down as Mitchell is brought down himself at the 37-yard line by Eddie Mason. A 50-yard punt by Jarrett. And the penalty preliminary signal is that it will be against the Eagles. Eagles coming in with a 4-game winning streak. It's their longest winning streak of the season.
Illegal block in the back. Number 31 of the receiving team doing the return. Will penalize to the 11-yard line.
L. Harris, number 31 right here, you see trying to get a hand on Rashad Bauman, gets there a little bit late. He's kind of front, side, back, a little bit of everything, but what you saw on that play was Brian Mitchell splitting the defense, going straight up the field. We talked about the record that he just set today, or what his accomplishment is today. That's because he is a straight-ahead runner. He does not waste any time.
Eagles 20-4 when scoring first, and they did score first. And getting knocked back is Deuce Staley for a loss. And right now for a game break, let's return to James Brown in Los Angeles.
Dick and Darrell, take a look at former Packer Allen Rawson on this kickoff return after Seattle scored a touchdown. Rawson answers right back with his 91-yard kickoff return. 35th kickoff or punt return in the league this year for a score. That is a league record, all knotted at 7. Dick and Darrell.
Talk about that league record. I think special teams an area that's overlooked. It's an area for an offensive team to really gain field position and to get some points with the return.
2nd and 13, the screen from the end zone to Dorsey Levens, who is tackled just beyond the 5-yard line. There'll be a loss of 2 thanks to LeVar Arrington, who's coming in with a right hand that is sore. In fact, he told us last night that he dislocated his right ring finger in practice this week, so he's got a lot of padding. But you never know it the way he's been playing.
No, and when we got a chance to meet him, he actually shakes with the left hand. His right hand is so sore, and it's an injury that he's been battling all year. And you know that he's going to feel that every time, whether he's taking on a block or making a tackle, he's getting those shooting pains in his hands.
3rd down and 15 for Philadelphia. And Feely in the end zone, and the screen pass to Dorsey Levens. And Levens will be tackled by Champ Bailey short of the first down. He picked up 13. He needed about 16, and so the Eagles will have to kick. And Jason Baker will come on for Philadelphia. Neither team has swept the season series since 1995 when the Eagles won both of the games. So Washington has had the knack of winning here, especially the last 2 years. And looking to make their season with a win here. So Jason Baker kicking from inside, and the kick nearly blocked. A flag goes down, and it goes out of bounds as Baker got hit. And let's see if the Redskins got a piece of it. If they did, we will have no running into or blocking the kick or roughing the kicker. Lamar Marshall came in on Baker here.
He just comes free. There's a miscommunication in protection. I tell you, if he got it, he just barely got it from that angle right there. It looks like it went underneath him.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker on the defense. 1st down.
So roughing the kicker called against Marshall, giving the Eagles new life.
And as a guy on the punt rush, there is a spot that you go to called the block point. You know what the kicker's steps are. You know where he makes contact with the football. Lamar Marshall has got to know where that spot is. That's what took him too far. And then you get yourself into the position where you can run into the kicker, or in this situation, rough the kicker.
So roughing the kicker called against Jason Baker in his 2nd game since being signed, the former San Francisco 49er, and the Eagles with new life out to the 34-yard line after the penalty. Here's Deuce Staley trying to go left, and he is thwarted by Kevin Mitchell on 1st down, a loss of 3 yards. Well, the Redskins defense coming up impressively, at least in this 1st quarter down.
They really have done a good job all season. Kevin Mitchell filling in for Jeremiah Trotter now that he's had an opportunity to get some work during the practice week, playing very well. But this defense has really kept the Redskins in this season up until this point. Their offense has been very erratic, giving them short fields and had turnovers. Marvin Lewis's group has done a great job.
Marvin Lewis, who decided not to go to Michigan State, went there this week. They wanted him for the head coaching job, staying with the Redskins, as Feely on the screen going to do Staley. And Staley finding his way out to the 37-yard line. Ifeanyi Ohalete making the tackle and a penalty flag thrown. Staley would be shy by about 8 or 9 yards of a 1st down, pending the call. And it'll go against Philadelphia.
personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 69, offense. The foul occurred after the play. The down will count and will penalize 15 yards.
A double whammy against John Runyon, and they'll send the Eagles back to the 22.
John Runyon's going to come in from the right-hand corner. Right there, you see him going down on Ifeanyi Ohalete, who's trying to make the tackle on Deuce Staley. This rule was put in place because of John Runyon. He knows that he's the guy they're looking at. He used to light people up at the pile when they were standing around.
Well, you want to get called for your own rule, I would think, at some point. Third down and 22. And here's the running play to Dorsey Levens. Levens edging his way up to the 35-yard line. Well short of the first down, picking up 14. And fourth down coming up, and Jason Baker will come into the game for Philadelphia, and Champ Bailey goes back deep.
One of the things that the Eagles have done since Donovan McNabb has been out of the lineup is be a little bit more focused, knowing that the margin for error maybe not as great with his athletic ability not on the field. We see some mistakes right here, the block punt and that penalty, putting him in a difficult position.
Well, Baker this time gets it off, and a good high kick, and excellent hand time, and a loose ball, and they're still scrambling for it, and the Redskins may have it. Darrell Green was under the pile, and I think he's got it, and he does. No. The Eagles still scrambling. It looked like Darrell Green had his hand on it, but now Hugh Douglas, or Damian Douglas, might have picked up the loose ball, but I thought Darrell Green had a shot at it, Moose.
Oh, he had a great shot at it. Champ Bailey did this same thing last week against the New York Giants as that ball is on the turf. Here comes Darrell Green right now. He's got a good shot at it. He doesn't get down. One of the fundamentals of football is securing it. He kind of skidded over the top. Damian Douglas goes into that pile and digs it out from the bottom. Champ Bailey worried about the coverage. Jeff Thomason right there in his face. Takes his eyes off the ball at that critical split second before it got there.
Champ Bailey muffed the punt last week against the Giants, and that hurt the Redskin cause. One of 5 turnovers against New York. Here is Feely with plenty of time, and going out to Cecil Martin, and the Eagle fullback pushed out of bounds by Champ Bailey, picking up 3 yards on the play. And I don't know how many more gifts the Redskins could be giving the Eagles here in this first quarter.
Well, in a situation like this, being the Redskins, you've got to come in and play almost a perfect football game if you're going to be competitive with the Philadelphia Eagles this afternoon. And you pointed it out, Dick. They are just giving them opportunity after opportunity. On the other side of that equation, when is Philadelphia going to start taking advantage of these?
And the Redskins are used to seeing the opposition line up in their end of the field. Second down and 7, and Feely's pass is batted down, and it was Darrell Gardner. Well, the Redskins lost last week because of these 5 turnovers.
They really did. They outplayed the Giants in a number of categories, but it was the turnovers in that football game, and by the New York Giants, guys that were making their first starts, guys who hadn't played, step up and have a huge afternoon for the New York Giants, and that was the thing that caused them problems. That has been their Achilles heel all year when they have not played well. Their offense has put their defense or their special teams in these occasions in a very bad position.
And the Redskins already turning it over twice. Davis's fumble went out with an injury, and the muff by Bailey. And the pass on the slant to Pinkston, working inside the 15, and it'll be an Eagle first down. An 11-yard pickup. And Pinkston, who scored a touchdown last week, has been awfully productive in 2 of the last 3 weeks for Philadelphia.
And this is a route that the Washington Redskins know they have to defend. The quick slant or the crosses underneath. It's going to be a package that allows A.J. Feely to get the ball out quickly and not have to worry about the pass rush. And Todd Pinkston has become A.J. Feely's go-to guy since he's been the starter.
Earlier was James Thrash with McNabb, but it has been Pinkston. And here is Feely running it and smartly going out of bounds. It will be credited as a sack, and a loss of 3 yards is LeVar Arrington, who likes to have a little flair when he gets a quarterback on the run, gets credit for the sack for Washington.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons that that A.J. Feely might have lost his train of thought and forgot that he could just throw that ball away when you got big number 56 bearing down at you. And the one thing that he likes to do is just get in a position on that defense where he can make plays. He's a physical football player. He wants to just bang heads with somebody all afternoon long until they give up or he knows he's in for a dogfight.
Under a minute to go. Second down and 13. Here's Dorsey Levens trying to go to the outside. and tripped up. A good play made by Rashad Bauman, rookie from the University of Oregon. So Oregon's producing the starting quarterback for the Eagles and Bauman, and there is Coy Detmer, who active for the first time and has padding protecting that dislocated left elbow and is the backup today for Feely and the holder on all placements. 3rd and 10 for the Eagles. On the Redskin 13, leading 7-0. Short drop and the quick pass out to Pinkston, and it does not get out of bounds. The clock continues to run as he gets to about the 12. 4th down coming up, and the field goal unit enters. And they will enter, but they will have to wait before they try the 3 as time has run out. That's the end of the first quarter here at Veterans Stadium. The Eagles 7, Redskins nothing. Fox NFL Sunday continues after these messages.
Keep our highways beautiful. The 911 Carrera.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
Retirement. It's a lot more enjoyable when Lincoln's looking out for you. See your financial advisor or call 1-877-ASK-LINCOLN for details.
Kelsey Grammer is back.
Sideshow Bob!
Just call me Bob.
Bob!
The Simpsons, all new 8/7 Central tonight on Fox.
That's Donovan McNabb, who finished the last appearance he had against Arizona with a broken ankle. He had a quarterback rating of 123 on November 17th. Phenomenal game by him. And now, as we start the second quarter, David Akers will attempt a 28-yard field goal. And the holder is Coy Detmer. And the kick is good. Akers had missed 2 field goals in the last 3 games. And, of course, he did not have Coy Detmer as his holder. He has him now. And the Eagles have a 10-0 lead.
With its new available Power Stroke diesel and 5-speed automatic torque shift transmission that generates 560 pound-feet of torque and 325 horsepower, the Ford F-Series Super Duty pulls faster and easier than any other diesel pickup. Ford F-Series, the best-selling truck on the planet.
Well, guess that settles that.
Yep. It's built Ford tough.
The Citizen Echo Drive. It never needs a battery because light recharges it. So, what will you do with your battery now that your watch doesn't need one?
I win again. You lose. I win. Oh no, my batteries are dying.
Presenting our longest-lasting Energizer Max ever. Energizer Max. Do you have the bunny inside?
Dude, those rocks look a little loose.
Are you okay, Jim?
No, Jason, hurry up.
Hang on, man. I'm coming. Okay, give me your hand. You're okay.
Dude, do me a favor, don't tell anybody about this.
Okay. Oh, Mom! Oh, help! Oh.
You're
wasn't crying.
Life is best told over a great-tasting Miller Lite at a place called Miller Time.
Fox NFL Sundays brought to you by Miller Lite. Life is best told at a place called Miller Time. By Ford, the best-selling trucks are built Ford tough. By Best Buy, for the latest technology, turn on the fun at Best Buy. And by American Express, make life rewarding.
This Eagles offense is such a well-oiled machine that David Akers can set his watch to when he's going to be out on the football field. You don't see a lot of kickers that have their watch on them in the course of the game.
Maybe it's a sundial. And we do have some sunshine here as David Akers kicking off to the Redskins, who trail by 10. And the return by Liddell Betts. And Betts gets up to the 24-yard line, and that's where the Redskins will try to get back into the game.
Hey Lisa, fill you up?
Oui, merci beaucoup. Ça serait très bien. What'll it be, girls?
Deux œufs avec de jambon.
Et aussi un bout de thé.
2 eggs and ham, Jimmy.
With the new American Express card,
Merci beaucoup.
the things you buy every day can earn you double points with no expiration dates for incredible rewards.
I'm guessing we're in Paris by springtime. Bonjour, world! La 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 la, okay.
Fun for everyone at Best Buy.
Thank you!
Ford Focus. It has a European tuned suspension for exceptional maneuverability and control. That's why Automobile Magazine calls it the best small car to drive. So don't be surprised if you can handle whatever the road throws at you. Ford Focus.
Love hurts on a new Malcolm. Lois and Hal make a vow of abstinence.
I'll just sleep in the car.
Park it a couple blocks away.
Who'll crack first?
Tool belt on.
And an overprotective dad has it in for Malcolm.
We can make this work.
Yeah. See you in math.
A new Malcolm.
Sounds good.
9/8 Central tonight.
The second quarter has been a charm for the Eagles this year. They already have 3 on Akers' field goal. Their 90-point differential, the most by any team in the league in any quarter. That does not bode well for the Redskins, who are trying to get back into it, starting from their 24-yard line. Patrick Ramsey, and going back to throw, and sells the fake, going underneath to Liddell Betts for a minimal game. And right now, let's send it back to Los Angeles and James Brown.
Hey, Dick, minimal yards on this run as well. Mike Allstott, 1-yard bruising run to pay dirt. Bucks on top right now, 10-7 after Detroit answered. Take a look at Michael Vick. Running left, goes back across the field, hooking up with the tight end, Algie Crumpler, 20-yard strike. It is now 14-7. Falcons on top of Seattle. Back to Dick and Darryl.
Very interesting, JB, how Mike Vick responds from last week's tough game against Tampa Bay. And speaking about a tough time, Liddell Betts is upended by Corey Simon, who makes yet another superlative play on the defense, and a 2-yard loss for the Skins.
And he was the guy that was going to have a big day this afternoon, and so far he has. The approach to this would be, hey, our tackles match up well with the ends. Darwin Walker's having a great year. We're going to have our center give him help. The big battle was going to come with Trey Johnson versus Corey Simon. Right there, they did a little pull and trap on him. He's too quick getting upfield for you to pull and trap Corey Simon.
3rd down and 9. And the Eagles have the ability to blitz and scare you with the prospect of it at any point. Play clock running down, and here is the quick toss, and the pass is knocked away by Troy Vincent. Rod Gardner was the intended receiver, and there is a penalty marker down at the line of scrimmage, and holding will be the call against the Redskins. So 4th down coming up.
Holding, 64, offense. It's declined. 4th down.
David Laverne, the left guard, holding, and so enter Craig Jarrett to punt it away for Washington. And back deep goes Brian Mitchell. Interesting, with Champ Bailey struggling as a punt returner the last couple of years. He had the job that Mitchell once had. Great kick by Jarrett, and this is going to bounce into the end zone. Let's see, how about a 74-yard punt by Craig Jarrett? That'll help his average.
Hey, chicken! Chicken!
Ignore them, they're chicken people.
Dublin, Ohio is a town divided between Wendy's Chicken Bacon Swiss.
Frank, a cheeseburger? Oh, what are you thinking?
And Wendy's Bacon Swiss Cheeseburger.
I don't see why you can't like both.
What are you eating there, Jimmy?
Nothing.
Each have hickory smoked bacon and Swiss, so you can't go wrong.
Chicken lover.
Wendy's, it's better here. And now phone home. ET Collectibles have landed in every Wendy's kids meal.
It used to be business was conducted face-to-face, and people were helpful. It was known as common courtesy. At Siebel, we make application software that lets you once again give your customers personalized service. It's made a real difference in a lot of successful companies. It could make one in yours. Siebel, good service is good business.
Morning, William.
CJ. How you doing? Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name.
Looks like somebody got a haircut.
Was it too short?
They're always glad you came.
Yeah.
Hey, no, you can't drive the truck.
See you tomorrow, Bobby.
Can you come in and play?
Who can you count on? You know them by name.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by UPS. What can Brown do for you?
Eagles have already scored 10 points against Washington, helped by turnovers, of course. Marvin Lewis went to Michigan State. East Lansing decided not to take the job in Michigan State, deciding his best route to be a head coach in the NFL is to be in the NFL, apparently.
And I think it was a great decision by Marvin Lewis because he knows that ultimately that's what he wants to do, and he felt it was unfair for him to go to Michigan State and take that job with everybody wondering when are you going to leave. So I think it was fair to the university and to the football players who are there now.
A lot of his friends, though, said the best way may be going to college as Feely throws up the middle and a good catch made by Cecil Martin, and the fullback still on his feet. And Martin finally brought down at the 26-yard line by Antonio Pierce. A 53-yard gain on a pass up the middle. I'll tell you, the running backs are getting the job done as receivers today for the Eagles.
What a good job by A.J. Feely finding Cecil Martin. He wanted to go wide left. Look at that throw. Threads it between two guys. Cecil Martin goes down and makes a good catch, but watch him run with the football afterwards. That's a fullback, ladies and gentlemen, an underused guy. They need to get him the ball more.
53-yard play by Martin, who does not figure in their offense that much.
And now, why? I just ask why now when you see the ability to make a 50-plus yard play.
First down on the 27, and here is Deuce Staley going up the middle. And remember, the Redskins playing without Dan Wilkinson, who is out for the season. They have lost Wilkinson, Trotter, as you mentioned, and Sam Shade, their strong safety. And a 6-yard pickup by Deuce Staley. So here the Eagles leading by 10 and threatening for more.
Well, he is definitely back at 100% from his foot injury the year 2000. Last year, I think he was still feeling the effects of that. You see the way he's running this year. He is so physical. He's getting yards after contact. I think last year we didn't get a true feel of Deuce Staley being back. You can see the difference this season.
Second down and 5. Here's the Deuce again. And Staley first down inside the 15-yard line. And Staley picking up 9 yards. And the crowd urging on Deuce Staley, who came into the game needing 117 on the ground for 1,000 on the campaign.
Another good job on the offensive line, and Cecil Martin with a good kick-out block. Deuce Staley hits the hole off tackle, and there you see the end of the run. That is the difference from last year to this year, his physical finishing of the run.
He needs 100 to get 1,000. He had 100 exactly last week against Seattle. First down on the 13, and they go to Staley for a short gain. 4 minutes have gone by here in the second quarter. Dick Stockton with Darryl Johnston. The Eagles leading the Redskins 10-0. Philadelphia looking to clinch the NFC East. Todd Pinkston, who went into the locker room for x-rays on his elbow, has come back, and he's wearing that sleeve on the right arm. It's actually the left arm. Kingston coming in as the leading receiver for Philadelphia. 2nd and 8. Here is Feely. And dropping down and making the catch at the 6 is Freddie Mitchell. Here's a name you don't hear very often this year.
And it's because of the play of Todd Pinkston. Freddie Mitchell, their big draft choice 2 years ago. He's getting used to this system. He will find his way. He will find a spot and a role on this football team, doing a good job now learning from Antonio Freeman, that slot position. And that's a very critical position in the West Coast offense that the Philadelphia Eagles use.
3rd and 2 for the Eagles on the Redskin 5. Remember, the Eagles beat the Redskins 37-7. Up in Landover the 2nd week of the year, and they're going to do Staley. Staley looking for running room, and he'll have the 1st down and stop short of the goal line at the 1.5. And a flag down.
Men on defense is declined. The play results in a 1st down.
You say what you want about the Philadelphia Eagles running game, but when you can grind out a couple of yards with an extra guy on the football field, and really to me the difference from last year to this year on both sides of the ball. Offensively, they are physical in the running game, and then on the defensive side of the ball, they are doing a much better job stopping the run. So those are the 2 areas that have really elevated the Eagles to the elite in the NFL.
No question about it. Running the ball a lot more effectively, although Andy Reid says it's business as usual there. Not so sure. Doug Brzezinski reports in the game, but it doesn't matter. Diving in is Staley for the touchdown. And there's another flag down. So penalty markers fly for the Eagles, leading 16-0 pending the call.
Offside.
And it'll be declined.
Defense is declined. The touchdown is good.
So Deuce Staley with his 2nd touchdown of the game, and the Eagles pad their lead.
And there's that power running game we're talking about. Cecil Martin with the lead block, taking on the linebacker. The offensive line getting everybody down on the ground allows Deuce Staley to find that little crease.
Staley's 2nd touchdown, and it was the big catch and run by Cecil Martin. Here's David Akers, and the kick is good. And the Eagles have opened up a 17-0 lead over the Redskins. 9:15 remaining in this 1st half.
The guys are counting on me.
Gotta go.
Just one night.
Just one night.
Nice pants.
Nice pants.
Nice pants. Hi.
Nice pants. What have they been?
Presenting Dockers Go Khaki with Stain Defender.
See?
A first Christmas.
You remember what I gave you?
A stuffed reindeer?
I think I did better this year.
The Leo Diamond, crafted by the artisans at Leo Schachter and hand-selected for exceptional beauty by Kay Jewelers.
Every kiss begins with K.
Deuce Staley has a touchdown as a runner and as a receiver today. And it's a 17-0 game as the Eagles went 80 yards. And the big play, of course, was the Feely to Cecil Martin play, 53 yards, a career-long play for Cecil Martin. And the Birdman and his friends out in force. And the fans really make up a lot of what Veterans Stadium is all about. We talk about a lot of the incidents and things that have happened here. The fans, some of the most loyal and involved in the league, as Kenny Watson, the return man for the Redskins, is tackled at the 30-yard line. Well, coming this February, NASCAR on Fox returns with the 45th running of the Great American Race, the Daytona 500. Tony Stewart begins his Winston Cup title defense as he leads a star-studded field of the world's best drivers, while Mike Joy and Darrell Waltrip lead our gang for another season of high-speed racing with all the energy, humor, and excitement only they can deliver. The Daytona 500 drops the flag. 15 weeks of NASCAR coverage returning February, only on Fox. From the 31, Patrick Ramsey under pressure, and down he goes. Michael Lewis, starting his second straight game, chosen on the second round out of the University of Colorado, and a loss of 5 for Ramsey.
When you bring in a slot receiver, you've got to account for those guys in Jim Johnson's scheme, because that's when he likes to bring people. You crowd your offensive set in, he's going to bring those guys off the slot to sack your quarterback. And that's one thing you don't want to see early in the football game, is one of his defenders coming unblocked.
Sometimes it's seeing ghosts because they may not blitz as much as a lot of people think. And Lewis starting in place of the injured Blaine Bishop getting the sack. 2nd and 15, and pass is caught by Darius Thompson. Thompson coming off a career game with 122 yards last week, getting 7.
Well, Patrick Ramsey, after that great game filling in at Tennessee, got the start against the Saints, and then the following week against the Packers. You see the pressure he was under in that Saints game. He had no time to set his feet in the pocket to get throws out. I thought he showed a lot of composure coming back late in that game. And then the same thing the following week against Green Bay. It was the turnovers this time with the fumbles, but he really had nowhere to go with the football and no time to throw it. He wants to get rid of those memories with a good performance in his start this afternoon.
He's got a lot of promise, and before he gets hit from behind, tries to get it to Rod Gardner, but a crunching hit by Troy Vincent, bringing up 4th and 7. You know, it's interesting. He started those 2 games against 2 tough opponents, did Patrick Ramsey, and Steve Spurrier went back to the 2 quarterbacks he knew from the University of Florida, Shane Matthews and Werfel. And a lot of people think, why didn't he go with him all the way? But he thought he might get some wins with the veterans. It didn't work. He's got Ramsey, and he may be the quarterback of the future for this team. Craig Jarrett's punt, another good one yardage-wise, and it is picked up by Mitchell. And Mitchell getting knocked out of bounds at the 15. Eagles are up by 17. We'll be back to the vet in just a moment.
Looking for the perfect gift that'll brighten everyone's holiday? Just head around the corner for our new gift card from Applebee's.
Eating good in the neighborhood.
The Citizen Echo Drive. It never needs a battery because light recharges it. So, what will you do with your battery now that your watch doesn't need one?
We're not alone.
In 3 days, Saturn will strike, and it will strike hard. The legend returns. So it begins. The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, rated PG-13, starts Wednesday.
Check this out. Bob here needs a car.
How about a pickup? A black one. With a place for my bike.
With 2 million new and used cars, you're sure to find the one you want at Autotrader.com.
Need a loan?
Oh, yeah. Autotrader.com. Your car is waiting.
Don't miss a note. The next American Idol, this January on Fox. A special holiday Boston Public, all new at 8/7 Central Fox Monday.
The big news this television season is that America's #1 pregame show is taking its act to prime time. You heard that right. On Saturday, January 18th, it's Fox NFL Saturday Night as JB, Terry, Howie, Jimmy, along with Jillian and Jimmy Kimmel, grab the spotlight for what promises to be one of television's more entertaining hours. It's Fox NFL Saturday Night, January 18th, only on Fox. Well, the Eagles get it back on the 16. As Jarrett's 53-yard punt sends Philadelphia back, and a flag down as Deuce Staley spins his way out to the 24. Holding the call against Philadelphia.
Holding, 63, offense. Still first down.
Center Hank Fraley.
See the arm coming outside the framework right here. Hank Fraley getting a little bit of handful of jersey and then taking him to the ground. And if you go to the ground in the NFL, the referees are going to call holding on you. I've seen guys actually do a textbook block and put a guy on his back. When you go to the ground, 9 times out of 10, that yellow flag is coming.
First down and 18. Darrell Green is in the game as a nickelback, and Dorsey Levens doesn't get much. So Darrell Green, and the sand is in the hourglass, starting to wind down in this brilliant 20-year career. Still does not have an interception this season. Has 19 years in the league, and 19 years he has had an interception, and goes out of the game right now. And this will be his last game against Philadelphia.
I think one of the great things that he has done this season is he hasn't had as much opportunity to be involved in the secondary with their nickel packages and things, but you still see him out on special teams. And to me, that's a guy who just absolutely loves to be on the football field, loves the game. When he's doing those things at this stage of his career, that's just an amazing feat.
And encouraging the younger players as well, something he's always done. Second and 17. Here is Feely back inside his 5. He has time, and the pass is caught by Todd Pinkston. Redskins are not getting to A.J. Feely, who's giving his version of the first down. 21-yard gain to Pinkston.
Well, you can see why he has become his go-to guy. A nice release off the line of scrimmage. They clear it out in the middle with James Thrash, and there comes Todd Pinkston right into that voided area. He's looking him down all the way. He knows that this is the receiver he needs to be going to with the coverage that the Washington Redskins are playing.
First down, handoff to Staley. And Staley picking up 1.5 yards. A.J. Feely getting the nod after Coy Detmer went down with a dislocated elbow. Feely has led the Eagles to 2 straight victories. And Detmer could very well be in the lineup next week against the Dallas Cowboys. And Andy Reid thinking that maybe Donovan McNabb could be ready in the first playoff game that the Eagles play. And if they get a bye, it would be the divisional playoff. So second down and 8 with under 5.5 to play in the second. And this pass thrown behind James Thrash.
One of the things that A.J. Feely, all the guys on the football team talk about is when he steps into the huddle, he kind of has that even keel personality. He's never too high when things are going great, never too low when things are going against him. I'm going to beg to differ with that this afternoon. I've seen him get very excited and animated several times this afternoon, but I do like his composure when things go against him. It doesn't affect him. He doesn't let it bother him. Right back into the huddle to call the plays.
And an old Oregon Duck talked to Joey Harrington prior to the Ram game, and Harrington delighted that there are 2 guys right now starting from the University of Oregon in the NFL. Pass is tipped, incomplete. So fourth down and a punting situation for the Eagles.
I really liked his approach to what his role is here on this football team, too. He knows he's never going to be the starter here in Philly. This is Donovan's team. He has really just had some tough luck behind Achilles Smith at Oregon, who was a number 3 overall in the draft. Then Joey Harrington took his job. He becomes a number 3 overall in the draft, and then gets to Philly, and Donovan McNabb was a number 2 overall in the draft. So he's just landed in some tough spots.
Talk about a tough spot. Jason Baker off the side of his foot. And that will be down at the 43-yard line. Sean Lendetta is out with the torn calf muscle for the season. And so Jason Baker, who was with the Eagles in preseason last year and then went to San Francisco. Well, this January, Fox Sports Net introduces 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The only show that takes you inside the world of extreme sports each and every night. With breaking news, event highlights, and insider features you won't find anywhere else. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The entire world of extreme sports all in one place. Redskins with good field position. What can they do with it is the question. Starting from the 44, and this pass caught into Philadelphia territory. Darius Thompson. And up to the 43, picking up 13 yards.
Darius Thompson, the guy that comes in motion, you see him right there running up against Levon Kirkland, number 93. A nice quick break to the outside. That ball was delivered right on time. A nice job in coverage, but when you execute between quarterback and wide receiver that efficiently, very tough to defend that, even in those tight zones that the Eagles run.
Redskins in Eagle territory, and Philadelphia showing blitz from the 43, and here they come from the secondary, and Patrick Ramsey trying to escape will end up losing a yard. Hugh Douglas coming on for the Eagles.
And this is why Patrick Ramsey has to continue to have snaps, because this blitz is picked up. Liddell Betts comes over, gets Michael Lewis. Everybody is picked up right now. If he has the opportunity to stay in the game and see these different kinds of looks that coordinators will throw at him, he'll get that feeling in the pocket that everything's picked up. I got plenty of time. Let me find my open guy and deliver the ball.
Only 20 passing yards, but this is an incredible test for Patrick Ramsey against this defense. Handoff to Betts on the shotgun, and the rookie running back from Iowa getting just inside the 40-yard line. Getting 6 yards on the play, bringing up 3rd down.
When you play against the Philadelphia Eagles defense and everybody talks about their pressure package, it's just not on the quarterback and in trying to get sacks and create hurries and things like that. It's across the board. The offensive line have to think with all the different looks they're seeing, where the blitzes are coming from. The wide receivers, running backs, and tight ends will face some of the tightest coverage they will see all year. This is pressure across the board, not just on the quarterback.
3rd down and 6. Tough spot for the Redskin offense to be in, and the pass is caught, but short of the 1st down, and then running for the yardage is Zeron Flemister, and I think the Eagles fell asleep on that one because they had Flemister short of the sticks. He ends up with an 8-yard pickup and a 1st down.
Well, you don't see the Philadelphia Eagles miss many tackles. Zeron Flemister comes all the way across the formation. Bobby Taylor doesn't wrap up. He goes for the big hit and just tries to knock him off his feet. He's got to wrap up and take that guy down.
Under 3 minutes remaining in the 1st half. The Redskins trying to get something going here before intermission. And a 1st down on the 31-yard line of Philadelphia, and this pass is incomplete. Thompson, the intended receiver.
The secondary of this Eagles defense really is the strength, and what they're trying to do, they want to take the run game away with the front 7, force you to become one-dimensional, because they feel the strength is in the secondary. The corners as cover guys, their safeties getting people lined up, and the ability to pressure. And what they have this year now, which is new from last year, Jim Johnson, the coordinator, feels that they have 5 legitimate starters that could play as a cornerback in the NFL. He did not have that luxury last season.
I'll tell you, you're absolutely right, because they drafted heavily in the secondary, which is presumably the strongest part of the team. So they've got a lot of depth there as the Redskins call the timeout.
That is the Morph Array, and that, of course, is Jerry. The Morph Array is used in Ratchet and Clank to turn your enemies into chickens.
No, but wait, before you do that, just explain to me how it's going to work.
Oh, it worked. Jerry's a chicken. Are you sure we can turn him back? Jerry?
The Morph Array, one of 36 weapons and gadgets not fit for this world. Rated T for teen.
And the Redskins calling their first timeout, and getting back into the huddle is Patrick Ramsey. It'll be 2nd down and 10 on the Eagle 31-yard line. 17-0, Philadelphia in front. Eagles in the last regular season game here at Veterans Stadium, looking to clinch the NFC East crown.
Prior to the snap.
Penalty flag, false start.
Number 77, offense.
Trey Johnson
Still 2nd down.
moving into the starting lineup at the right guard, bringing up 2nd and 15.
And that's that pressure. You got guys walking in and out of the lineup, moving around. You get some looks that you don't normally see on a Sunday afternoon in the NFL when you play this defense. You've got to be sound and confident in your protection schemes and worry about nothing else so you can focus in. Otherwise, you're going to have all these little cheap penalties that put you in bad positions.
That doesn't help the Redskins' field goal hopes either. Pass, and it's caught by Ron Gardner, and Gardner dragged out of bounds, and he's close to the sticks, picking up 11 yards. Taylor on the coverage.
I think one of the things that really short circuits an offense is when you come up against these guys, you're thinking about blitz all the time. You see right there on 1st and 2nd down, they've only blitzed 3 times out of 15 snaps. That's a very low percentage. So what they do is they create this sense of what they like to call controlled chaos. They'll show you some orthodox things, but a lot of times they drop back into zone coverages or play you man across the board and only pressure you with their front 4.
3rd down and 4, and again they're looking at blitz, and again Ramsey calls the timeout. So not only does he have that defense to face, he's got that crowd as well. And he'll talk things over with Coach Spurrier.
Please enter password. Please scan retina. Please submit blood sample. Please submit hair sample.
Can your security software protect your entire enterprise without making you jump through hoops?
Ready for that 10 o'clock, Dave?
Coming. Ours can. Comprehensive security solutions from Computer Associates.
Only one timeout left for the Redskins. Want to remind you, coming up on the Visa Halftime Report, JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy. Scores and highlights from around the league. And the Fox Sports Ticker will keep you updated with up-to-the-second stats. 3rd down, and the handoff to Kenny Watson, and a 1st down for the Redskins just outside the 15-yard line. And we wind down to the 2-minute warning here at Veterans Stadium. It's the last 2-minute warning of a first half in the regular season at Vet Stadium. Does that make sense?
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Gateway, a better way.
Get an AMI 300 SPC free. Get one and give one. Call 1-800-GATEWAY now for free shipping on all home PC purchases. The Gateway 600XL uses the mobile Intel Pentium 4 processor M.
Okay, guys, get this bird put away and we're done for the day.
With a new available Power Stroke diesel, 5-speed automatic torque shift transmission, and the most torque and horsepower of any diesel pickup, F-Series Super Duty goes way beyond just getting the job done. F-Series, the best-selling truck on the planet, is built Ford tough.
Come on, we're gonna be late.
Just grab yourself a Sammy Light. I'll be right out.
Just tasted new Sam Adams Light, the first great tasting light beer. Shockingly great taste.
Thanks.
A lot of memories in this stadium. A lot of people say let's implode the Vet because there are other stories behind stories that have happened here in Philadelphia. And of course you played here, and that, was it one of your favorite places? Be honest.
Oh, it was very difficult, but you know what? I felt very secure on the football field. I think we have to give a lot more credit to the Cowboy fans who wear silver and blue and the Redskin fans that wear maroon and gold when they come to this stadium. But a lot of good memories, but also a lot of bad memories here at the Vet.
All right, it'll be a 1st down on the 15. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Redskins with 1 timeout remaining, and out of the shotgun is the rookie Patrick Ramsey, and passing up the middle, and the pass is caught by Chris Doring for the touchdown. What a play. First of all, the pass was brilliant, and Doring making the catch in a sea of green shirts, and the Redskins get a big score here.
And this is why this guy should have been starting since the Tennessee football game, because of his athletic ability. Look at that throw. That is a big league throw by anybody. I mean, that is fitting a ball in, putting it somewhere where nobody else can catch it. He had those types of abilities that separated himself from Shane Matthews and Danny Werfel.
And that's going to get the Redskin bench going here. And Johnny Greer with a pronouncement, or checking his change in his pocket.
We will review the ruling on the play of a touchdown.
And it's going to be upstairs, the officials' review of this play.
Well, Chris Doring's going to be coming across from the left side. He's going to be right in the middle of the football field. I think he's got the ball caught, feet are down, touchdown, ball comes out late from the hit by Brian Dawkins. Caught, secured, feet down, hit. I'm going to go with 6 points.
He's cradling it, and I'll tell you what, this is really a case where indisputable visual evidence would be very hard to turn this away from the original call of a touchdown.
Yeah, it should be upheld what was called on the football field, because we have seen nothing on those replays that shows anything different than what Johnny Greer has ruled on the football field.
So this is a challenge by the officials upstairs, not Andy Reid of the Eagles.
Well, here's another thing right now for the Washington Redskins. To score late in the end of a first half gives you such a tremendous lift. And they have not played well up until this point. They did the same thing last weekend against the Giants. They allow them to score 17 points. They get 3 points right at the end of the half, come out, really fight their way back into that football game, have a chance to go ahead until a critical turnover late in that game against the Giants by Darnarian McCants. The same thing this week. They come out, they're very flat. They don't match the Eagles emotionally and find themselves down by 17 points. They muster a good drive here at the end of the half, and I really think this is going to stand, and we're going to be 17-7 going in.
Chris Doering, a former Florida Gator, and if it is not overturned, will be his second touchdown catch of the year. But you're right on the mark. The way Patrick Ramsey zinged that pass, you know he's got a lot of promise, and he's going to have the bumps as well. He's going to have his problems, as we said going in. Having to face this vaunted defense is one baptism under fire for a rookie late in the year on the road.
Oh, absolutely. And I played with one of, if not the best quarterback in the NFL, Troy Aikman. In his rookie year, he was thrown into
After
fire.
reviewing the play, the receiver gained control of the ball, got 2 feet down on the ground, and lost it after he hit the ground. We have possession and a touchdown.
I do remember Troy Aikman now that you bring his name up.
Some people will, and he went through all those same bumps and bruises as a rookie, and he didn't even win the one game that we won in that first year. That was actually Steve Walsh. So it didn't affect him negatively through his career, and I think that Steve Spurrier has to show the same confidence and patience with Patrick Ramsey to allow him to become the guy that he can with his skills.
Jose Cortez on for the extra point, and the kick is good. So the score is 17-7. Eagles lead cut to 10.
And you know that he has the confidence in his abilities. Look at him right here. Now, this is with a defense that he knows guys can come from anywhere. He shows no fear for a rookie to stand in the pocket and not be disrupted, affected by the amount of pressure that he's getting, and deliver that ball into that tight an area. I mean, that's one of the things you have to see. But what Patrick wants to do, he knows he can do that once. But what he wants to do is do it over and over again. He's looking for consistency in his game.
And, of course, no one should be surprised at his prospects, because he's one of those Louisiana quarterbacks. He's another in a long line. And, of course, we know Terry Bradshaw back in the studio, and Joe Ferguson, who toiled many years for the Buffalo Bills. Brett Favre is another one. And many Louisiana quarterbacks have become good ones. And told us that he's a big hunting and fishing fan, and he used to go hunting with Tram and Burt Jones. Remember Burt Jones from LSU, and Tram was one of his buddies, the son of Burt Jones, and now taking up the sport of golf. I guess that's peer pressure, right?
Oh, yeah. If you're a quarterback in the NFL, you have to learn how to become a golfer. Among all the other things you have to do, you have to learn how to golf.
86, his first time, wasn't bad either. Cortez's kick, and Brian Mitchell returning on the low kickoff, and Mitchell is tackled from behind at the 26 by Andre Lott. Well, coming up next, second part of our doubleheader, most of you will see the Packers and the 49ers in the big one of teams who have already clinched their respective divisions. But you fans in New York and Dallas, you'll see the Cowboys and the Giants, as the Giants hope to keep their flickering playoff hopes alive. And right now, there you see the Eagles needing a win to wrap up the division. Green Bay and San Francisco have already done that. Tampa Bay in a battle with Detroit. Here's pressure on Feely, and Arrington was giving him a lot of heat, along with Ladarius Jackson. An incomplete pass, and second down coming up.
And this is a screen pass, but you have to remember when you're running a screen, the one thing you need to do is slow the guys down a little bit. Had a little bit of a swinging gait there with Jermaine Mayberry and John Runyon, allowing Ladarius Jackson and LeVar Arrington to get on A.J. Feely much too quickly for that screen to get successful.
Eagles with all 3 of their timeouts remaining. 17-7, and it looked like that score has given a boost to the Washington defense. 2nd and 10, running play to Deuce Staley. Deuce Staley breaking one and has 2 men to beat, and finally brought down by Orlette after journeying his way into Washington territory to the 44 and a pickup of 29 yards.
What a nice changeup by Andy Reid with this call. Jermaine Mayberry does a great job, and there comes Chad Lewis on the inside right here to get the linebacker. Deuce Staley again hits the hole quickly. Look at the cut right there. He is back to 100%. He has just ran so much better this year than he did last year.
Here's Staley off the left side. Penalty flag down, and so is Deuce. Deuce may have picked up a yard on the play, and the clock stopping with 1:06 remaining as Antonio Pierce giving encouragement to Deuce Staley, making sure he's all right, and a holding call.
89, offense, still first down.
Holding against Chad Lewis, the Eagles tight end, and that will bring the ball back into Philadelphia territory.
And he's battling against Bruce Smith, and hey, you know what? There's you could call holding on just about every play in the NFL. You just got to have that feel of when that ball carrier gets away from you, and you can let go of that jersey and try and get away from those yellow flags being thrown.
1st down and 20 on the 46 of the Eagles, leading by 10, and here is Staley. Not much there. Staley has had some big plays in this first half. A 38-yard touchdown catch to give the Eagles their lead. And then he had runs of 30 yards, and twice has reeled off 9-yard scampers as the Eagles called their first timeout. Well, talk about some of the great moments. The Eagles have one against the Cowboys. This is before you were with them.
Yeah, this is before my era, but
plenty of years.
One Super Bowl that the Philadelphia Eagles made it to a championship game victory here at the Vet against the Dallas Cowboys, and Wilbert Montgomery with a huge day, 194 rushing yards, including a 42-yard touchdown run, and they went on to defeat the Dallas Cowboys in that football game, 20-7.
But they lost the Super Bowl to the Oakland Raiders, 27-10. People are saying, hey, what about Oakland and Philadelphia in the Super Bowl? Both of those teams stand number 1 in their respective conferences.
A little rematch over 2 decades later. And as rabid as these Philadelphia fans are, they probably have not forgotten about that. So I'm sure that they would like another shot at the Raiders in the Super Bowl if they're able to get there.
2nd down, 19. Eagles still with 2 timeouts in their pocket, and the pressure put on and down, and it's Jesse Armstead storming in untouched and gets Feely for a loss back to the 40-yard line. 7 yards on that play.
Jesse Armstead, your stand-up linebacker right there. They slide the protection to the left. He comes unblocked. There's no adjustment on the hot route to that side. So it had to be a mix-up in protection right there.
And 3rd down, 26. With a half a minute remaining in the first half. And Dorsey Levens gets stuck by Armstead after picking up a couple. And now the Redskins will use their last timeout and get another opportunity with 24 seconds left in the half. And the Eagles having to punt it away.
Hey, look, it's only $1.
Don't waste your money.
Freeze! Pam needs a second opinion. Luckily, T-Mobile has a camera phone that doesn't cost a fortune. Carry on.
The ivory toad of Shanghai.
Can I borrow a buck?
Introducing the $100 camera phone, only from T-Mobile.
Get more.
And Jason Baker will punt. Relatively new punter to the Eagles. The Redskins nearly got a piece of it earlier in the game. And this time they peel back. And Champ Bailey is going to let the ball bounce. And it is down after the 27-yard punt. So Baker struggling a bit in the first half for the Eagles. Sean Landeta out for the year. And they'll place the ball at the 34. I want to remind you, the Visa halftime report coming up very shortly. And very precious little time remaining for the Redskins. Oh, we saw Ramsey with a Hail Mary last week, this time going to Liddell Betts. He can't stop the clock, and that will run out the clock. But the Redskins get that late touchdown as Ramsey hit Chris Doring to cut the lead to 10. So Deuce Staley on the receiving end of an A.J. Feely touchdown pass. He ran for a yard, and that is the end of the first half. The Eagles 17, Redskins 7. Fox NFL Sunday continues with the Visa halftime report after these messages.
Meet Evan, a bachelor who earns $19,000 a year.
Great hair, great eyes, great body.
And meet the 20 women who are about to compete for his heart. Why? They think he's worth $50 million. Now, who would ever give them that idea? Can true love survive a little $50 million lie? Joe Millionaire, a new reality series with a twist.
It's a dream come true.
That's really twisted. Premieres Monday, January 6th on Fox.
Seinfeld, 2 times a night at 7:30 and 11:30 on Fox Philadelphia.
It's year-end clearance time at your Quality Plus Ford dealer, and now's your time to get huge savings on every Ford in stock, like cash back up to $3,000, or choose Lowe's 0% financing for 5 years on Ford Taurus, or lease a Taurus for only $269 a month. And with deals this good, you'll save thousands over Toyota and Honda during the year-end clearance at your Quality Plus Ford dealer. But hurry before you run out of time.
Now, through Sunday only, Gordon's Jewelers is offering extra savings throughout the store, even on items already on sale. Save up to an extra $200 on every pendant, every ring, every pair of earrings. Get up to $200 in extra savings. Savings so great we can offer them through Sunday only. Come to Gordon's now. Gordon's Jewelers since 1905.
To create a comfort zone. That's why you're here. To extend its boundaries. That's why we're here. Sovereign Bank. Online or at your Sovereign Community Banking office.
Lease a 3 Series with all-wheel drive for $349 a month, only at an authorized BMW center.
The Visa Halftime Report is brought to you by Visa. It's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
And we'd like to welcome those of you watching Washington, Philadelphia, Seattle, and Atlanta. Brian Mitchell now second place all-time in combined yardage, moving past Walter Payton.
Unfortunately here, Stephen Davis, fine running back for the Redskins, dislocated shoulder after 2 rushes for 24 yards, leaves this football game. Deuce Staley, watch this. Screen pass, quarterback's dream, got a lot of pressure on you. Throw these old screens, slow everybody down. 38-yard touchdown reception, 7-0. Philly's off and running over the skins. Then Staley in from 1 yard out. This was set up by Cecil Martin, 53-yard reception. Eagles 17-7 over the Redskins. All right, Warren Sapp, Tampa Bay going up to play in Detroit. Mike Allstott, 1-yard touchdown run. Touchdown, 10-0 Tampa Bay. And then Mike McMahon in for the Joey Harrington had to lead this game with an irregular heartbeat. He hits this one, 18-yarder to Bill Schrader. It's 13-10, Bucks over the lines at the half. To 20 over the Saints down in New Orleans. Seattle, Atlanta. I love Atlanta. Beautiful down there. Magnolia blossoms, beautiful breeze. Here we go. Here's some breeze for you. 91-yard touchdown run by Allen Rossum on a beautiful kickoff. Love this. 7-off, Seattle, Atlanta. Michael Vick getting back. Roll left, throw right. Delay screen back to the right to the tight end, Algie Crumpler. 20-yard touchdown. Hello, Atlanta. Get it going. 17-7 over the Seahawks. Carolina, Pittsburgh. Tommy Maddox, nothing harder than coming back from a spinal concussion. I admire this man. It takes a lot of courage to stand in there and throw these crossing routes to Plaxico Burress. He does it. 11-yard touchdown. Steelers up and running. 7-0. Rodney Peete. Beautiful job. Rolling right. Guns it, baby. He finds D. Brown. 6-yard touchdown. 7-off. Good to have his wife, Holly Robinson, Pete, in this game. Rodney gets injured. We don't know what happened. She's here. She's here in the house. 13-7. Steelers. Oh, leave me alone.
Colts are tied with the Titans for the top spot in the AFC South. Winner of this game between Oakland and Miami has the inside track for a first-round bye. The Chargers need a win to keep their hopes for an AFC West title alive. Jets win out, and they still have a shot at the East crown. A loss seriously damages the Ravens' playoff hopes. They are trailing. There we go. The Ravens on top 13-7 over the Texans, and the Jags are officially eliminated with a loss or tie right now, holding to a 2-point lead over the Bengals. A breeze in Atlanta. Let's talk Washington, Philadelphia.
Beautiful magnolia breeze.
JB, two coaches of reputations going in opposite directions. Marvin Lewis, defensive coordinator for Washington, can't slow Philadelphia down. Andy Reid, not a first-team quarterback, not a second-team quarterback, a third-teamer. 10 for 15, 150 yards throwing the ball for a touchdown.
Doing good.
They got 242 yards total offense at the half against Marvin Lewis's defense. Andy Reid does a heck of a job.
A.J. Feely, a guy they cut earlier in the year. Conversely, Michael Vick throwing a couple of picks. One was badly overthrown. They're running the ball real well with work done. That's the difference in that football game. You know, to me, Andy Reid and the Philadelphia Eagles are the team. You look for what team is coming together at this point in the year, and the Philadelphia Eagles are really it in the NFC.
I said it when it happened. Washington should never have gotten rid of Brian Mitchell, who was a tenacious son of a gun, heart and soul, and doing good things in Philadelphia.
Probably should have gotten rid of Marty Schottenheimer.
Nice suit.
Or North
Hey, folks, the Visa halftime with the breeze in Atlanta continues.
Maybe Terry Rubisky.
Visa is proud to celebrate the fans this season. Visa, it's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
Fox tonight. It's an all-new night of crime and punishment. First, a notorious killer returns.
Don't call me Bob.
Kelsey Grammer's back on The Simpsons. Then,
where's my finger?
Manslaughter hits King of the Hill. Malcolm's busted for forbidden love.
Get your filthy mouth off of my daughter's face!
And even Andy Richter knows you can't hide from the buzz.
A woman has certain needs.
Oh, dear.
An all-new night of crime and punishment starts at 8 tonight on Fox.
The NASCAR Young Guns were born to make racing more exciting. The Daytona 500 returns this February.
Go to war! All day committed to each other! 60 minutes of non-stop football! Come on! Play!
Eagles fans, catch all the excitement as your 2001 NFC Eastern Division champions take on the NFL's finest. For all your ticket needs now and in the future, call 888-332-2582.
Touchdown! He's in for the touchdown!
John Facenda would talk about the Eagles' defense forcing turnovers and then scoring 2 touchdowns. In this, the last game at the Vet. No frozen tundra, but a memorable game as the Eagles lead the Redskins 17-7. Only on NFL film. It's halftime.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
Judge Joe Brown. See him in court. Weekdays at 3 on Fox.
Come on, we got a show, people. We got a show!
The designers at Chrysler invite you to preview our holiday collection, a national event featuring our latest styles and designs, and some pretty impressive figures, like 0% financing on select cars and minivans. or cash allowances up to $3,500 on minivans. Plus our 770 powertrain limited warranty. So consider this your invitation and see your Chrysler dealer today.
Who's Donovan McNabb giving the ball to now? That's right, you! Only at McDonald's and Eagles football with Donovan McNabb's signature. Just $4.99 with any purchase. Is that a great deal or what?
Now at McDonald's, try our delicious grilled chicken flatbread sandwich. It's back for a limited time on our new taste menu. Warm flatbread, grilled chicken, crisp lettuce, tomatoes, and onions with melted pepper jack cheese, all wrapped together. So hurry into McDonald's today before it's gone.
A world leader in photo imaging products now brings you an easier way to take and print beautiful photos. Simply plug a Canon PowerShot digital camera directly into a Canon photo printer and print. It's that easy.
Powerful. Solid. Limitless. Now, the next big thing from Nissan. Our national year-end event. 0.9% APR financing on the 2003 Nissan Pathfinder. So, what's next? Just the end date. 0.9% ends January 6th.
You know what impossible means? Don't even try it. Impossible can't happen. Impossible says, what are you, crazy? That's impossible. But not anymore. Not since the playoffs. Now impossible is just a starting point. Impossible is a negotiation. Impossible means Tom Brady, a second-string quarterback drafted in the 6th round, can catapult millions into euphoria. That's the magnitude of the playoffs. They've changed the English language. They've made impossible possible.
We get ready for the third quarter. The Eagles up over the Redskins 17-7. And before intermission, Don Tollefson caught up with Eagles head coach Andy Reid.
Coach, you give up the late touchdown, but earlier some big plays in the open field by Deuce Staley and Cecil Martin on offense.
No, they're doing a good job. We just got to keep it rolling here the second half and get ourselves back into rhythm both sides of the ball.
You guys give up the late touchdown on a short field, but earlier on the defense, especially with the big hit on Stephen Davis, setting the tone again.
No, they are. But again, we can't let them in the end zone. That's very important.
Good luck in the second half, Coach.
All right, Don.
Back to you, Dick.
Well, I don't think Andy Reid was very happy with that, but I'm so glad that he put in a play for Cecil Martin for 53 yards because you know what? The fullbacks get slighted every week, and I know you feel good about that.
Well, they get lost in the shuffle. You know, you've got all those other guys you got to worry about. That guy just kind of sneaks in there and gets the ball. But I like his responses. Yeah, they did some nice things in the first half, but they allowed them to get that momentum-shifting touchdown right at the end of the half. It'll be critical as the game starts here in the second half if that is a positive effect on the Washington Redskins. This defense is so good. Their offense is in sync. I think everybody understands their roles. I expect them to come out and just pick up right where they started off the first half, start to change this tide.
And, of course, the last question concerning whether they would put pressure on Feely, and the Redskins started to do that as the second half gets underway. Brian Mitchell with a big return. Brian Mitchell, and they can't bring him down till he barrels his way into Redskin territory. A 46-yard kickoff return to start the second half.
Brian Mitchell does not do anything fancy when he returns kicks. He's a straight-ahead guy. He knows how to set up his blocks. He hits holes, but then he is a physical runner. He's not like most return guys. I mean, he is going to run through tackles, and you better get him on the ground.
One of 5 ex-Redskins playing for the Eagles, and all of them making big contributions for Philadelphia as A.J. Feely begins from the 44-yard line of the Redskins. First down. It'll be a play-action pass, and he has some time, and time evaporated in a hurry as he tried to get it to Todd Pinkston. Incomplete. Feely, 10 of 16 for 153 yards. He had the touchdown pass and the interception in the first half.
And this is one of the plays that Andy Reid and Brad Childress have drawn up for A.J. Feely. They give him a shot down the field. He was waiting for James Thrash on a corner route. They covered it well. The Washington Redskins defense covered that well. He has the ability to drop the ball down to one of the running backs, or in that case, Todd Pinkston.
2nd and 10. And here is Feely, and this pass incomplete, again going to Pinkston. And good coverage by Fred Smoot. That pass not on the mark. And the Redskins have to know they're playing against an inexperienced quarterback, and even though he's 2-0, no guarantees that it'll be every game that he plays well.
No, and that has to be their approach right here. But on the flip side of this, the Philadelphia Eagles, yeah, they have to be very disappointed how that first half ended with the Washington Redskins getting a late touchdown. Their special teams comes out, gives them good field position. They have got to take advantage. This is a critical third down to start the second half.
If you want to get that momentum back from the Redskins, you're absolutely right. On the 44-yard line, third down, and here is Feely going deep for Thrash, and it's off his hand, incomplete. He had beaten Fred Smoot, and fourth down coming up, so chalk one up for the Redskins, who were backed up as a result of that terrific kickoff return by Brian Mitchell, and their defense holds, and they'll get the ball back on a punt.
And again, another example of football being a game of inches. A.J. Feely does a good job of standing in the pocket with a guy bearing down on him on a blitz, delivers a ball down the field just a little bit too long over the outstretched fingers.
Jason Baker will kick for the Eagles. He had his problems in the first half, and he gets up a line drive heading for the end zone, and it bounces in. So the Redskins' first possession of the second half will start from the 20 when we return to Veterans Stadium.
Right now, fly Southwest Airlines for just $39 to $99 each way when you purchase by December 16th. So get packing.
You are now free to move about the country.
My wife bought the same one. Didn't fit. I love it, but the kids are allergic. Rashy.
How can I help you?
I'd like to return this.
No problem.
Okay, the thing is...
Sir, we'll take it back.
So I don't need it.
Nope.
Make returns, not excuses. Because at Circuit City, we offer easy, no-hassle returns and exchanges. Circuit City, we're with you.
We're moving to Europe, different plugs. You don't need it, but that's good.
I hate it when he does that.
Sorry about the dust.
Come on, guys, let's go.
The powerful new Chevy Trailblazer EXT. Room for 7. Room for everything.
I left the bagels in the jet.
Chevy Trailblazer. Like a rock.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Chevy Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
Redskins playing without Stephen Davis, who was injured on the second play of the game, taken off with a dislocated shoulder after getting 24 yards and 2 carries. So Liddell Betts, who has gained 20 yards, averaging 2 yards a carry, has been the chief running back, and he gets the call here trying to go outside, and he carries Troy Vincent for a couple and gets 5 in all.
And they got off to a great start, those first 2 plays of the game, to Stephen Davis going for 24 yards. But they haven't really got back to that, taking advantage of that. The Eagles defense made some adjustments and has really shut down the run. That is their first step. And there we take a look at Patrick Ramsey, how he took off in the second quarter. But that's a function of the team. They had more opportunities, better field position for that Redskins offense.
Second down and 6 from the 25. And here is on Rod Gardner on the end around. Not much there. And right before the start of the second half, Don Tollefson caught up with the Redskins head coach, Steve Spurrier.
Coach, you put the offense in the hands of Patrick Ramsey for the rest of the season. How do you see him doing against this tough Eagles defense that first half?
He's played very well thus far, and that defense is tough. You're right. There's not a lot of openings. They got a good pass rush. Hopefully we can keep getting something going. Good drive right before the half. Patrick's playing well.
Well, that's a big change of opinion from Steve Spurrier, because he was real frustrated, or actually disappointed in the way that Patrick played against two other defenses, the Saints and the Packers, in their pressure style.
He's learning to live with the rookie Patrick Ramsey. On a 3rd and 5, the handoff to Liddell Betts, who will be stopped short a couple of yards from the markers. And some of the players have to be separated. Brian Johnson of the Redskins in particular. Hugh Douglas, who has been on a tear lately, slowly getting up. Douglas with 5 quarterback sacks in the last 4 games that he's played in. Comes off the field. It is 4th down, and Craig Jarrett will punt for Washington. And the 74-yarder, the longest Redskin punt in quite a while. And this kick a lot shorter than the 74-yarder, and it is down at right around the 45-yard line. So the Eagles have good field position as they go on offense.
Powerful new Silverado is here. Still available with a 340-horse Vortec V8.
Now there's an American Express card with rewards built in. You can get double rewards points for things you buy every day and a point for virtually every other dollar you spend. So you can earn rewards in double time.
Introducing Remington's new microscreen TCT, built for closeness, designed for comfort, with the only triple screen system that automatically adjusts for a closer shave with less irritation. Now, just imagine how it's gonna feel.
So you like it, huh?
For the ultimate in closeness and comfort, the new Remington. What a great shave feels like.
When a killer is stalking Homer, only another madman can catch the culprit.
Sideshow Bob!
Kelsey Grammer is back.
I'm really glad you're still alive.
It's every parent's dream to outlive their children.
The Simpsons, all new 8/7 Central tonight on Fox.
The big news this television season, America's #1 pregame show taking its act to prime time, and you heard that right. Saturday, January 18th, it's Fox NFL Saturday Night, as JB, Terry, Howie, Jimmy, along with Jillian and Jimmy Kimmel, drag the spotlight for what promises to be one of television's more entertaining hours. First down on the 45-yard line after the 28-yard punt, and a flag is down as Kevin Mitchell defending the tight end Chad Lewis.
Pass interference, number 55, defense, first down.
And the Eagles will get a first down shy of midfield.
Well, the Washington Redskins continuing to bring pressure to A.J. Feely. They had success the opening drive of the second half, picking up right where they left off on that possession. LeVar Arrington right in A.J. Feely's face as he delivers the ball. Fortunate to get that penalty called on Kevin Mitchell.
Feely has not completed a pass in his last 6 attempts prior to that pass interference called. First down and 10 at the 48-yard line of Philadelphia. And here is Deuce Staley wending his way into Washington territory before another flag is thrown. Deuce Staley gaining 56 yards and averaging nearly 5 yards a carry in the first half. And 2 touchdowns, one as a runner and the other as a receiver.
Illegal formation, number 72, offense, lined up in the backfield. Still first down.
5-yard penalty called against Trey Thomas.
You don't see that call very often on running plays. That's something you usually see on a passing play when that tackle is sitting back off the line of scrimmage trying to gain an advantage against that rush end coming at him to try and negate his burst on that first step.
Eagles finishing the regular season with 3 division games. In fact, they have not lost to the conference foes in the last 11 dating back to last year. Here is Feely's pass and incomplete to James Thrash. Thrash still has not caught a pass today, nor has Antonio Freeman. And Chad Lewis, the tight end, has also come up empty, as we've talked mostly the running backs, but those are three big targets who have not caught one today.
Yeah, three very critical guys that you have to get involved in your game plan, especially James Thrash and Chad Lewis. Chad Lewis, when you're talking about this defense in the corners of Champ Bailey and Fred Smoot matching up with your wide receivers, you need to look towards the middle of the field to Chad Lewis.
I mean, Thrash may not be your favorite anymore, but don't turn your back to him. 2nd and 15, and the quick out to Pinkston. And Pinkston diving forward for about a yard, and right now for a game break, let's return to James Brown in Los Angeles. JB.
Hey, Dick and Darrell, you know Atlanta needs a win plus a giant loss. They're up 17-7 until that strike from Matt Hasselbeck to Jeremy Stevens cut the lead to 17-14 back in the third. Back to Dick Stockton and Darrell Johnson. Hey, Darrell, I like the way you dress. That was Terry Bradshaw. I wanted to make it clear. Back to you guys.
He knows it. He knows it too, right? JB loves the way you dress.
I'm trying.
And a timeout called by the Eagles. You know, it's amazing when you look at the schedule at the end of the year. This is a win. This is a win. You don't know in the last 3 weeks.
CTS. Breakthrough.
I am a soldier. An army of one. Even though I am part of the strongest army in the world, I am my own force. With the latest technology, training, and support, who I am has become better than who I was. And I'll be the first to tell you, the might of the U.S. Army doesn't lie in numbers. It lies in soldiers like me. Specialist Mark DeCarli. I am an army of one, and you can see my strength.
With Microsoft Server software, you can quickly connect with partners. That's software for the agile business from Microsoft.
Jack Bauer is trying to stop a terrorist attack that could cost millions of lives. What's going on?
It's a nuclear bomb.
Now he gets the break he's been waiting for.
What did he tell you? Everything.
No! Hang on for a ride you'll never forget.
I know where the bomb is.
24, all new, 9/8 Central Fox Tuesday.
They've come from all over to be at the last regular season game at the Vet, Montana. That is just an imitation of the Liberty Bell for those that want to know. 3rd down and 10. And here's A.J. Feely after the timeout. Feely up the middle, tipped, incomplete, and nearly intercepted by David Terrell.
Boy, he really got away with one right there, and you go back and take a look at where the passes are going to. Of those 5 completions to the wide receivers, 4 of those to Todd Pinkston, no tight ends, and with Chad Lewis and the strength of the Washington defense in their coverage on the outside, they've got to start designing some things to get him to the ball. The running back's the most productive day because of the approach of throwing the screen passes.
Jason Baker will punt. Champ Bailey standing at the 10. Bailey is going to let it bounce. It takes a Redskin hop, and it is down by the Eagles. Eagles not happy. This was a 25-yard punt. Mr. Baker is hearing it from the vocal fan.
Danny sets me up on this blind date with this girl, Angela, and I'm thinking she's a little shy. She gets up and starts shaking it right in front of the table. So she says, "Take me to Vegas." What? We're having the time of our lives. It's kind of getting hot, kind of getting dirty. She's got this sexy tattoo with a knife piercing a heart.
Wait a minute. Angela?
Thank you. Yeah.
That's my sister.
Life is best told over a great-tasting Miller Lite at a place called Miller Time.
That's so funny. You're mine. A cold for you. Big dogs gotta eat. Big dogs gotta eat. Ooh, yeah. Smoke like a joke. Broken egg yolk.
Not sure what they're into? With the Best Buy gift card, there's something fun for everyone.
Feast your eyes on the new fajita grilled stuffed burrito from Taco Bell. Sizzling strips of marinated steak and grilled veggies. All the great fajita flavors now wrapped to go in a grilled tortilla.
Ooh, fajitas.
Ooh, fajitas.
Taste the new fajita grilled stuffed burrito and think outside the bun.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 37. By Taco Bell, think outside the bun. By the new Remington Micro Screen TCT, what a great shave feels like. And by Cadillac, bold vehicles defying convention.
Nick Stockton and Gerald Johnston here at Veterans Stadium. The Eagles led 17-0 before a late touchdown. Brought the Redskins back, now trying to chip in again to the Eagle lead. Early here in the third quarter, Patrick Ramsey completing to Ron Gardner and a first down up to the 43-yard line, a gain of 17. Now Champ Bailey waiting to go in and play at cornerback, but Steve Spurrier thinks he could be a wide receiver.
Yeah, he thinks actually next season he could be the best wide receiver on this football team, but only if he gives up his spot as cornerback on the defensive side of the ball. And to me, that is a mistake. I think Champ Bailey does a great job as a guy who can shut down receivers on the offensive side. He's worried about touches. If he's that good, we've got to get him more touches.
Well, Bailey doesn't want to give up cornerback, so said forget about wide receiver.
No, rightfully so.
The audible calls as the play clock winding down, play getting off in time, and Patrick Ramsey downfield and broken up, intended for Darnarian McCants on a high toss, and Brian Dawkins timing it perfectly.
And this is one of the throws that Patrick Ramsey will learn, that in the NFL you cannot make this throw when they play the roll cover 2 right there with Troy Vincent underneath and safety help over the top. That is too small of an area to get that ball in.
And roll cover 2 for those fans that may not know.
The corner that's initially at the line of scrimmage turns and rolls as the receiver goes downfield, comes back, takes the flat area. The safety comes over the top to take the deep pass.
So 2 deep safeties in that formation, and that's been a very good defensive unit for many clubs. Again, crowd trying to make it tough for Patrick Ramsey. Gets the play off, and a fumble, and a loose ball. And it's still a loose ball, and Evans is running with the Eagles. No whistle had blown, and Carlos Evans goes in for the touchdown. Whistle did not blow, no one was down, and Carlos Evans picking up the loose ball. Adele Betts never had control of it, and the Eagles getting a defensive touchdown here in this third quarter.
Here's the handoff. It's just bad ball handling by the quarterback, Patrick Ramsey and Liddell Betts. Nobody touches Carlos Evans when he's on the field. Now watch Sean Barber, number 56. He gets 2 guys. He gets Liddell Betts, then turns back and gets Chris Samuels. What a great job of hustling by Sean Barber, and a heads-up play by Carlos Evans.
So another defensive touchdown, and that's what the Eagles look to do. Limit points, get turnovers, but what a bonus when you score off of the turnover. And the Eagles getting the big defensive score, and David Akers looking to give the Eagles a 24-7 lead, and they do. That was a 44-yard fumble return for a touchdown, and Philadelphia leading now 24-7.
Oh, at that point, nobody hit touch Carlos Evans when he was down on the field recovering the fumble. But look at the hustle by Sean Barber right there on Liddell Betts, and then another one with Chris Samuels. That is why these guys are such a great football team. And you got hustle like that. Everybody is wanting the other guy to do well. That's just a great individual effort by Sean Barber to allow his teammate Carlos Emmons to get into the end zone. That's the thing about this defense. They can take control of a football game. They pressure you all game long. You'll see the handoff right here by Patrick Ramsey. Liddell Betts takes his eyes off the ball. Patrick Ramsey plays that ball maybe a little bit high, but that is on the running back. And then everybody on the Washington Redskins becomes a spectator at that point. They've got to realize that that's a live football. There's not a happy guy right there. I mean, all he wants to do is win. The biggest thing, it's not about individual stats for LeVar Arrington. He's had different coordinators every year he has been in the NFL. He is, you could see the frustration on his face right there.
So the Eagles, and they're really flapping now, have their second defensive touchdown of the year. Bobby Taylor had intercepted a Kurt Warner pass for 23 yards a couple of weeks ago to run it in, and now Carlos Emmons, 44 yards for his first NFL touchdown. And with just under 10 minutes to go in the third, it's a 24-7 game. And the kickoff brought back by Kenny Watson. So the Redskins lose the momentum that they appear to be getting here in the third quarter and in the late stages of the second. So the Philadelphia Eagles, well, there are a lot of ways in which a team stays together, I guess, even off the field, Darryl.
Well, one of the things that Andy Reid has established for the Philadelphia Eagles is a players committee, and there's a guy that represents each position group. They meet every Wednesday morning at 8:05 to address any issue that the guys have. It gives every player a voice, and that was one of the things I think that has been instrumental in these guys staying on that role and, like Andy said, not hanging their heads after they lost Donovan McNabb to injury.
Liddell Betts with the carry. And brings it out to the 29, a gain of 5. So in other words, if they don't like the taste of the chicken wings down in the lunchroom, they can meet with Andy Reid and get that worked out?
He said it can be is something as trivial as not having spicy chicken wings like they did on Friday afternoon, or the fact that, maybe practice is getting a little bit too physical or a little bit too long. So any variety of issues, but they have a committee in place that helps control this team.
They don't want McNabb to be sitting there all year, I'm sure. Pass caught by Darius Thompson. First down for the Redskins at the 41. Pickup of 13. Sean Barber making the tackle, and Barber shaken up. Sean Barber very quietly having a brilliant year for the Philadelphia Eagles. You remember, he's an ex-Redskin. Jeremiah Trotter went over to Washington, and he's out for the year.
Another holiday on the credit card, huh? Yeah, my balance is really piling up. But I'll worry about that in January. You could get a Capital One no hassle card. Nah. I need
High interest charges running up your balance? Get the Capital One no hassle card for the nation's lowest long-term fixed rates, $0 fraud liability, and no telemarketing.
What's in your wallet?
Denim from Wrangler. Wrangler. Real, comfortable jeans.
Companies care about the things they make. After all, it's their business. What we care about is what a company is made of. That's our business. That's why companies that list on the New York Stock Exchange must have the integrity to meet the highest standards in the world, and why the world puts its stock in us.
There's an easier way to get the gear the pros wear. Call 877-NFL-SHOP for your free team catalog.
Sean Barber walking off the field right now. He told us on Friday that he's involved in fantasy football with his high school friends as Ike Reese goes in to replace him. He stays in touch, goes to the office, checks out trends on the computer, so he knows what's going on in the league, does Sean Barber.
Not very fair to his buddies.
Hope he has some of his teammates. First down on the 41. Here's Liddell Betts. And Liddell Betts stopped for no gain.
I tell you what, the Philadelphia Eagles have an impressive group of former Redskins on their roster. You take a look at that list right there. David Akers, to me, the best kicker in the NFL. James Thrash was their go-to guy when Donovan was in the line. N.D. Kalu just having a huge second half of the season. Sean Barber, to me, I think the Eagles may have gotten the better end of the deal of that swap with Jeremiah Trotter and Sean Barber. And we've already talked about Brian Mitchell and what he's done in his career. Those are 5 very good football players they've stolen from the Redskins.
Yeah, they were free agent pickups, not a trade really between the two, but a lot of people looked at it that way. Here is Ramsey and overthrowing or throwing past Brian Johnson. 3rd and 9 coming up. Sean Barber on the sidelines. Ike Reese replaced him. Steve Spurrier. And you know there are going to be a lot of changes on that Washington Redskin team next year, particularly on the offensive side. 3rd down and 9. N.D. Kalu. You showed him, another former Washington performer. Been a potent pass rusher as of late. Here comes pressure on Ramsey, and the pass knocked down. Looking for the call was Rod Gardner, but Troy Vincent was there.
Wow.
And now a late flag comes in.
Late flag.
Is that like the Late Show?
The Late Show.
Pass interference, number 23, defense. First down.
Well, I tell you, I can hear the frustration of the fans here, and it's because of the area where the call came from. Whether this is the right call or the wrong call, you know, he's got a handful of jersey. You know, when you look at it there, yeah, there's legitimacy for the call, but the frustration comes, there was an official closer to that call than the guy who threw it from the back area.
So pass interference, first down for the Redskins at midfield. Thompson in motion, and Vincent, you see the yellow flag right in the middle of your screen, and this pass thrown incomplete. Not even close to a receiver. Johnny Greer, a busy man today, along with his crew, and this is a fine crew. And it's against the Redskins. Backfield in motion.
Illegal shift. Offense. Number 87 and the motion man both moving at the same time. The penalties decline. 2nd down.
Well, Canada would work, huh?
Patrick Ramsey still doing a nice job of standing in the pocket, though, and credit to the Washington Redskins offensive line. Doing a good job. That's just Ike Reese continuing to work his way to the quarterback. He finally finds that seam late, gets a hit on Patrick Ramsey.
He's been hit 7 times, sacked twice, and he knew what to expect from this Eagle defense. 2nd down, and pass caught at the 45 by Darius Thompson, still about 5 yards shy of the first down. Ike Reese again putting the hit on. Third down coming up for the Redskins.
When we saw that graphic, you know, sometimes I think people just look at sacks and the effect that has on a quarterback, but you saw the hurries and the hits that are on Patrick Ramsey. That's a cumulative effect as this game wears on.
Redskins need 5. They're in Eagle territory, trailing 24-7. A defensive touchdown for Philadelphia, very large in this game, and the pass dropped. Would have been a first down, but Thompson could not hold on. And right now, let's check in again with James Brown for a game break.
Hey, Dick and Darrell, take a look at Michael Vick. Darrell, he gets a little careless here as he is stripped by Willie Williams and recovered by Willie Williams. He takes it 25 yards to pay dirt. It is now 21-17. Seattle on top. 3rd turnover of the day for Mike Vick. Back to Dick and Darrell.
Andy Reid talked to us about the Seattle Seahawks, who they played last week. Feels they have one of the better skill groups on the offensive side of the ball in the league. Now they're getting a little bit of help from their defense, too.
And the punt goes into the end zone for a touchback. And Mike Holmgren, who, of course, was the mentor for Andy Reid under siege in Seattle, because that team has been an underachieving team by a wide margin. So Andy Reid would like to see Mike Holmgren hang in there in Seattle. Well, coming up next, second part of our doubleheader, Brett Favre will lead the Packers division champs against Terrell Owens in the 49ers division champs. Or you'll see the Cowboys and the Giants. And the Giants fans have to be heartened by the fact that the Seahawks lead the Atlanta Falcons. They need a loss and a win to get back closer in that race. First down at the 20 for Philadelphia. 7:04 to go in the third, and Deuce Staley fumbles. Deuce Staley fumbling, and it is recovered by the Eagles. Chad Lewis may be the man, and he was, to recover the loose ball.
Oh, and you're going to see Deuce Staley get up and go find Chad Lewis and give him a pat on the back. He makes his cut into the line of scrimmage right there. That ball just gets stripped out by Carl Powell. Deuce Staley actually almost gets back on top of it himself. Hank Fraley sweeps it away from his hand. Boy, Kevin Mitchell with a great opportunity to get the ball there. Finally comes to Chad Lewis's hands. I bet you there's a nice little thank you note or a thank you message going on in the huddle on that play.
Hey, he could have, if he has a watch, he could show a note. Lost the 3 on the play. And here is Pinkston with the catch and sets down at the 26-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and 4 coming up for the Eagles. Again, Philadelphia Eagles with Coy Detmer could return. He is the backup today. And Feely, who started in hot fashion, even though he did throw the pick, has been only 2 for 10 for 14 yards since that sizzling start.
And part of that start was some nice design screen passes to Dorsey Levens and Deuce Staley, and we haven't seen much of that during that trend of the 2 for 10.
And here's a wide open Chad Lewis, and a first down inside Washington territory. That gain of 30 yards, and you can see how delighted Chad Lewis is. He had beaten a defender, and the Eagles have a first down at the 45 of Washington.
Well, we watched A.J. Feely in practice on Friday, and this was one of the more impressive throws that he had on a continual basis. That corner route, he has a nice loft on the ball. It drops right in. You look at the concentration. Chad Lewis up with 2 hands, looks it all the way in, and tucks it away.
The Eagles marching inside the 45, and here's Deuce Staley tackled from behind after picking up 3.5 yards on first down.
You see Deuce Staley mentioned right there, just that far away from breaking a big run again. It's just a matter of inches, and that's what the running game does. You just continue to pound. You get closer and closer, and when you've got running backs like Deuce Staley and like Dorsey Levens, who are very physical as they finish their runs, eventually you're going to break some big ones.
Staley has gained 56 yards today, including a 30-yarder, and has caught 44 yards and 2 touchdowns. So here is Feely, and this pass complete to the 27-yard line to Chad Lewis. So Lewis figuring big time in this drive by the Eagles.
Well, again, you can see how excited A.J. Feely is after the play. He's found his guy now in Chad Lewis, a guy who up until the previous play had not caught a football. Boy, he threaded that pass in between 2 defenders. Chad Lewis going down on both knees to make that catch.
That's good for 14 yards, and Andre Lott has gone in to replace Oelete at safety, rookie from Tennessee. 1st and 10 at the 27 of the Redskins. Staley. And Staley gets nothing on the play and will lose a couple. Ronaldo Wynn and rookie Bernard Jackson combining to make the play. 24 looks like a high number, but I think the Redskins defense, Moose, has played very well today. Remember, one of those touchdowns for Philadelphia was a defensive score.
Yeah, and that has been the case all season. The offense has been very erratic, and without a running game that's effective, your defense is on the football field longer. You're not taking time off the clock, and they're getting 70-plus plays each week as a unit.
Too many for that defensive group or any defensive group. Plenty of time for Feely. Will he find someone? And the pass might have been deflected at the line of scrimmage, and a flag is thrown in the secondary. And let's see whether the Redskins interfered with one of the receivers of the Eagles.
And then the question will be, was that football tipped at the line of scrimmage?
And It may not have been. Came out in unorthodox fashion here.
Pass interference, number 34, defense.
It was not tipped, obviously. That's a wobbly pass.
You can see why some of the Redskin players thought that it might have been tipped. That's just a question of a quarterback holding on to it a little bit too long. And when I was down on the field before the game, the quarterbacks were talking about how slick the ball was. Andre Lott, the guy who comes up and makes contact right there on Antonio Freeman. But as we talked about, the big point, the Redskin defenders feeling that ball was tipped. That one just slipped out of A.J. Feely's hands.
That is a 20-yard penalty, and it'll be 1st and goal at the 9, and the pass incomplete. It is a pass thrown, and Deuce Staley was the man that Feely wanted to get it to. And that is 2nd and goal for the Eagles.
He's trying to get the ball to Deuce Staley on the shovel pass. And I think he thought that Doug Brzezinski was Deuce Staley, because here comes Deuce in behind him. So just kind of caught a flash of green there in his face and pitched the ball up. That's the good thing about that play, is that is considered a forward pass. So that is not a fumble. That's an incomplete pass.
Let's see. Deuce Staley, the same as, no, I don't think so. Here is Deuce Staley, gets the handoff, working his way down to the 5, and hit at the 6-yard line. So a 3-yard pickup for Staley, running into Carl Powell. Under 2.5 minutes to play in the 3rd. 3rd and goal coming up for the Eagles. Lead 24-7. Antonio Pierce checking into the lineup for Washington.
He's a guy that's really started to become more involved in this defensive package. Marvin Lewis commenting, a very intelligent football player, really starting to grasp this system.
And the 10th play of this drive for A.J. Feely and the Eagles. Here's Feely firing into the end zone. Touchdown! Chad Lewis. And Antonio Freeman make it. Freeman with the touchdown catch. And the Eagles extend their lead. Well, they're finally getting to the likes of Lewis. Freeman, Thrash not so much. A 6-yard pass for Feely.
Cecil Martin seals the corner right there with a nice chop block. That gets A.J. Feely out on the perimeter. Gives him the opportunity to find a receiver with nobody in his face. Antonio Freeman back in the corner of the end zone for the touchdown catch.
David Akers with the extra point, and the Eagles lead it 31-7. With 1:55 remaining here in the 3rd quarter.
Now, A.J. Feely's a guy who talked to us about going into the huddle with an even-keeled demeanor. He doesn't like the players to see him get too high or too low. But I tell you, what I have seen today, when he gets excited, he shows his emotion. And if I'm a player in the huddle, I want my quarterback to be excited when he comes into the huddle when things are going good. And I also like the flip side of that. He doesn't panic when things go bad. So I like his range of emotion on the football field.
And Feely told us the other day, he says, I know I'm never going to be a starter with the Philadelphia Eagles, but if you look at the Green Bay Packers and other quarterbacks who have played for that team, who have gone on to start for other teams, he knows that if he's good enough, he'll be a starter somewhere.
And he's just been behind players who have gone either high in the draft or right now with Donovan McNabb here, taken by the football team. He knows he has the ability to play in the NFL. He uses the preseason as a time to get on film. He's taking advantage of this opportunity, and he knows that someday down the road he might get a shot somewhere else. But this is Donovan McNabb's football team.
4 for 5 and 59 yards on the drive. 6-yard pass to Antonio Freeman. Akers will kick off. 31-7 lead for the Eagles, who are looking to close out business in the NFC East. Packers and 49ers, who play next for most of you on Fox, have already captured their division titles. Kenny Watson on the return out to the 31. Packers and 49ers, and that is a huge game for so many aspects. The fight for home field advantage and for seeding purposes as well.
And Brad Childress, you see right there, I think a lot of people talk about this offense, and Andy Reid gets a lot of the credit, but he is very critical, especially with the success that Coy Detmer and A.J. Feely have had in replace of Donovan McNabb.
First down at the 32, Liddell Betts with a good burst up the middle. Should be enough for the first down. And many of the Eagles would tell you that Brad Childress has been the assistant coach who has been urging Andy Reid to go more to the running game than he had earlier.
Yeah, we talked to Andy about it, and he says no, but when you talk to the players on the offensive side of the ball, it was Brad Childress who wanted to establish a time of possession and kind of dictate the tempo to defenses. He feels you can do that more with the running game than with the short, quick passing game that Philadelphia was utilizing.
First down pass. Rock Cartwright has to adjust his position, makes the catch, and hit by Troy Vincent for a 6-yard pickup. 1 minute remaining here in the third quarter. And Minnesota leading New Orleans in the upper right-hand part of your screen in the last minute of the third quarter. And so Atlanta getting a contest from Seattle today, and apparently the Saints are from Minnesota. Both those teams trailing Tampa Bay in the NFC South. Right now, 3 teams would make the playoffs, but that's right now. Pass to Cartwright, and Cartwright is hit by Carlos Evans, and that will stop the Redskins about 3 or 4 yards from first down yardage.
That's not a good risk-reward payoff for Rock Cartwright. The last 2 plays, short little catches in the flat, and he's taken 2 big hits, one from Troy Vincent and that one from Carlos Evans. So that's tough duty for the fullback.
What's tough duty for the fullback?
Catching those 2-yard passes and getting drilled.
It never bothered you any.
Well, I hit it well.
Here's the handoff to Liddell Betts. And Betts will see where they mark it. It looked like he had enough for the first down, and now it is closer toward the sticks as time has run out. That is the end of the third quarter with the score. Eagles over the Redskins, 31-7.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
This winter, think Fox First for your weather. Weekday mornings on Good Day Philadelphia.
Everybody's got a little Jeep adventure in them. Isn't it time you let yours out? Now during Jeep Adventure Days you can, because during this factory-authorized limited-time opportunity, you can get 0% APR financing on all 2003 Jeep vehicles and make no monthly payments for 90 days. Plus get our 770 powertrain limited warranty. No one else gives you all that. So hurry to your Jeep dealer and find the Jeep Adventure in you. Check one out today.
Ha-ha! Spider-Man! What's cracking, baby? Woo! Hey! Where you going, Spider-Man? Woo-hoo! Ha! You're getting the girl. Save it today. Yeah! Go, Spider-Man!
If they're into computer stuff, go to the one place that has it all. Like Spider-Man, the computer game. There's something fun for everyone at Best Buy.
Go get him, Spider-Man! Yeah!
Lease a BMW X5 for $489 a month, only at an authorized X5 SAV center.
Start of the fourth quarter, and here is the traditional scoring by quarters of the first 3, and the Eagles getting 2 touchdowns in the third, one of defensive variety. 4th and inches, as you see in the Fox box, and the Redskins trailing 31-7. No need to tell you what their strategy is. The ball is on the 47-yard line of Philadelphia. Eagles have lost only twice in the last 27 when leading, and Liddell Betts gets more than enough for the first down. 5-yard pickup.
That looked a little bit too easy right now. One of the things that Jim Johnson has talked about all season long is the improved play of his run defense, and in a critical 4th down right there, the Washington Redskins make it look very easy.
How about the Bears and the Jets? Bears leading 17-13. Nothing taken for granted in the final weeks. No such thing as a sure thing. And Ramsey was looking away, and the snap was made by the center, Larry Moore. And that could have been disaster for Washington. A flag is down.
Offside, right defensive tackle. Still first down.
Well, after all that, it's the Eagles.
Well, keep your eyes right here. Patrick Ramsey's going to come out from under center because here comes your blitzer. He's going to change the play, and Larry Moore snaps the ball after he takes his hands out from under center. They call it on Paul Grassmanis on the offsides, but I'm not too sure. You see right there, Patrick's just about got his hand all the way out from under Larry Moore at center.
He snapped it off his own butt, to be honest with you. First down and 5. And the ball up for grabs, and going backward and putting the pressure on was Darwin Walker. Patrick Ramsey is getting a doctorate today against defenses.
When you run a screen, the one thing you want to do is to let the guys get upfield and try and bait him into rushing the quarterback, but you got to slow him down a little bit. And right there, David Laverne just let Darwin Walker go a little bit too fast, and he didn't give his quarterback an opportunity to get the ball thrown to the screen man.
Second down and 5. Redskins on the Eagle 38, trailing by 24 points. Redskins eliminated a couple of weeks ago and knocked back as Liddell Betts for a loss of 3 as we check in with James Brown for a game break.
Dick and Darrell, as you know all too well by now, a Bucs victory. They're in the playoffs. Michael Pittman trying to make it happen. 4-yard dash to pay dirt. Tampa Bay back on top of Detroit. That with 10 minutes left in regulation by 7. Back to Dick Stockton and Darrell Johnston.
Thanks, JB. Interesting how Detroit giving Tampa Bay a battle, Seattle and Atlanta, Minnesota, New Orleans, the Bears
with the Jets.
Yeah, right. These teams have something to prove. And fluttering up the middle after getting hit is Ramsey, and Ramsey holding on to his right hand, flexing it, and that time it was Ike Reese coming from his linebacking position on a blitz.
Well, one of the things that Patrick Ramsey says he has learned while he's been on the sideline is where is that defender going to come from? He knows his protections a little bit better. He knows where the unblocked guy could come from right here in that situation. Ike Reese comes unblocked. Patrick Ramsey doesn't see him. It looks as though he hits his elbow on his helmet as he goes by.
4th and 9. Make it 4th and 8. For the Redskins. Nothing to lose by going for it, and here's the pass to Darnarian McCants, who will have the first down. And inside of the 40, that was a familiar play used by the Chicago Bears a couple of years ago, that wide receiver screen, and it picks up 12 to good advantage.
Just amazing to me that on a 4th and 8 situation, you throw the ball behind the line of scrimmage to get those yards, but it's well blocked. You see the receivers released downfield. They are not allowed to block until that ball is caught. They had it timed up pretty well. Then the offensive linemen come in, get some guys knocked out of the way to get enough yards for that first down.
That gets it to the Eagle 30. First down, and Ramsey stepping up. Ramsey has an open receiver, and the pass is caught for the touchdown by Rod Gardner, and a flag down at the line of scrimmage, and the preliminary signal is that it is against the Eagles. And if it is, it'll be a touchdown for the Redskins.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 96, defense. The touchdown is good. We'll penalize on the kickoff.
So Grassmanis roughing the passer, and a 30-yard pass to Rod Gardner.
Well, hats off to Patrick Ramsey standing in there. We know he's already nicked up because of the throw. And look at the concentration by Rod Gardner right there. Michael Lewis coming across, trying to make a play on the ball. You'll see Paul Grassmanis, number 96, hits him late, but then continues to take him down to the ground, and that's where the penalty came from.
So Ramsey with the touchdown pass, and here is Jose Cortez with the extra point, and the kick is good. And it is 31-14. So Rod Gardner now has caught a touchdown pass, 6 of them in the last 7 games.
It used to be business was conducted face-to-face, and people were helpful. It was known as common courtesy. At Siebel, we make application software that lets you once again give your customers personalized service. It's made a real difference in a lot of successful companies. It could make one in yours. Siebel, good service is good business.
Welcome to the kingdom.
Are we there yet?
No.
Are we there yet?
No.
Simpsons Talking Watches, now only at Burger King. Just $2.39 each with the purchase of any value meal.
Cool your jets, man.
Burger.
Collect all 4. And our big double cheeseburger is just 99 cents. With 2 slices of melted cheese and 2 juicy flame-broiled patties. More beef than a Big and Tasty. Hurry, offers end soon.
If you think all batteries are the same, consider this. When the Rocky Mountain Rescue Group needs light to save lives, they trust Duracell. Out there or right here at home. Duracell, trusted everywhere. Still think all batteries are the same? Consider this. When monitoring a patient after open heart surgery, the brand of battery hospitals trust most is Duracell. Duracell, trusted everywhere.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Duracell, trusted everywhere. By Burger King, get a Simpsons Talking Watch for just $2.39 with the purchase of any value meal. By Siebel Systems, good service is good business. And by Toyota, get the feeling.
And we're back 31-14. The Redskins will be kicking off from the 45 as a result of the roughing the passer penalty.
And down by this, I'd say try an onside kick, but they elect to kick the ball deep out of the end zone.
And the touchback will bring it out to the 20-yard line. Plenty of time remaining in the 4th. Patrick Ramsey showing well in his 3rd start.
It only happens once a year. Toyotathon 03. This year-end tradition features Camry, the #1 selling car in America. And now with great Toyotathon deals, no wonder IntelliChoice calls Camry an excellent value. Only your Toyota dealers have the quality, selection, and values you've waited for all year. Toyotathon 03. Don't miss it.
Using HP mobile technology to get information quickly and easily, the world's police forces now fight crime digitally.
I win again. You lose. I win. Oh no, my batteries are dying.
Presenting our longest-lasting Energizer Max ever. Energizer Max. Do you have the bunny inside?
Just under 13 minutes to go in the 4th quarter, and this game, you have to give credit to the Eagles. Even though the Redskins just scored, other contenders are really running for their lives today, and at least Philadelphia coming out much better focused.
Yeah, they're taking care of business. We're seeing some of the other teams that are vying for playoff spots struggling a little bit this afternoon, as you pointed out. This is when the season gets important. Philadelphia Eagles doing a great job of taking care of business, beating an opponent that they should beat on the afternoon today.
At least they are to this point. Let's see what A.J. Feely does, and the Eagle offense from the 20-yard line. Deuce Staley, maybe a yard, that's all.
One of the things that has been written and talked about since A.J. Feely came in, you hear other opposing coaches say that they're doing a good job of allowing him to get the ball out quick in 3-step drops, but watching him this afternoon, he has been more efficient for more yards and touchdowns with the passing game that's 5-7 steps or some of their play action stuff. So I think defenses should not be fooled. This package has not changed since the injury to Donovan McNabb. They expect Hoy Detmer and A.J. Feely to be able to run their entire offense.
And the whistle blows.
False start.
And a 5-yard penalty.
Offense.
5-yard penalty against John Runyon. Tampa Bay and Detroit are tied at 20. You know, I wonder, now you were in this position, would you rather play another contending team than to play a club that is very loose and has nothing to lose?
Well, you should just take care of your business on the football field. You don't worry about who you're playing. Once you start thinking about things like that, you find yourself in that position. You see Cleveland right now on top of Indianapolis. So all these teams that are looking to advance in the playoffs, struggling a little bit this afternoon, you can't do that. You go out and take control of what's in your ability to control. Play well offensively, play well defensively, and everything else will take care of itself. Don't worry about getting up for a big opponent or not letting somebody of lesser quality maybe sneak up on you.
Dorsey Levitt's getting back to the original line of scrimmage, bringing up 3rd down and 10. And gingerly trotting off the field is Chad Lewis. So the Eagles will go with the 3 wide receivers, including Antonio Freeman, who caught the touchdown pass late in the 3rd. 3rd down and 10. Here's that short drop. It's tipped and incomplete. And the Redskins, a lot of white shirts around there, and not in position, I guess, to get the interception. But it's 4th down, and Philadelphia will kick.
Yeah, we've seen that a number of times this afternoon where there's been a pass deflected at the line of scrimmage and a number of Redskins in the area. And when you're having a season like the Washington Redskins have had this year, the bounces just don't go your way. And conversely, on the other side, when you're having a season like Philly, you have those things.
Look at those numbers. Jason Baker, other than 1 punt, has been in the 20s. And this isn't going to be any better. It does roll to the 40-yard line where Champ Bailey brings it back toward midfield. So the Eagles can't be happy with the punting today of Jason Baker. And we'll be back to Veterans Stadium in a moment.
Gina? You know, when I was first hired, we didn't have all these fancy integrated systems. Our sales program wasn't even linked with accounting. Warehouse platform in Chicago wasn't linked to anything, not even shipping. Back then, orders took days. Now they just take hours.
Wow, how long have you been working here?
Couple of months now.
With Microsoft Server software, you can quickly connect all aspects of your business. That's software for the agile business from Microsoft.
Now the one Billy made in 3rd grade. Aunt Sarah's angel.
Still got the wings.
Now I need the gingerbread house.
This time of year, what can you give the woman who gives all year? This would be a great way to start. A diamond bracelet from Kay Jewelers starting from only $99.95. And you can be assured of 2 things. First, that every Kay diamond is hand-selected for exceptional beauty. And second, that she'll absolutely love it.
Nice gingerbread house.
Every kiss begins with Kay.
Is that a watermelon bag? Nice phone. I gotta get a cordless headset.
Funny how the holidays turn even the most serious business people into kids again. Consider Office Depot your toy store, because our people know exactly what business people want for the holidays, and we offer a wide variety of gifts at great prices. Office Depot. What you need to know.
Golf Saturday? Can't. It's my weekend with the kids.
Favre and the Packers. Owens and the Niners. Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader continues next. Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Office Depot. What you need to know.
Back here in the last regular season game to be played at Veterans Stadium, the Eagles expect to play at least 1, maybe 2 playoff games here. Right now they're the #1 seed, and if they go on and win, they'll capture the division. 1st down at midfield, and Liddell Betts picking up a couple of yards on 1st down. Interesting here at the Vet. Security is in force, watching things because, hey, it's the last game. What do fans do usually?
Well, everybody's going to want a piece of memorabilia from the Vet here, but they have to remember that hopefully there are 2 more football games to be played here, and then next year they've got another team that's still going to be playing baseball here. So yeah, this may be the last regular season game, but this stadium will still see a lot more action in the weeks and the year to come.
2nd and 7 out of the shotgun. Patrick Ramsey up the middle, tipped, and the pass incomplete.
One of the great things that Patrick Ramsey has done today that he did not do against the Saints and Packers is manage the pressure by this Philadelphia Eagles defense. He's been able to escape at times, but he has never lost his composure. He's taken some big hits. He stepped back into the areas and made the critical throws. That is something we did not see in his previous 2 starts, so he definitely learned something in that time off.
3rd down and 7. Here comes the pressure and the pass to McCants. Darnarian McCants, and a very similar play to the one that got them a 1st down on that wide receiver screen. This one an offshoot of that for 15 yards and a 1st down at the 32-yard line. And there is David Akers practicing punts for a while, and now that our camera's on him saying, no, I'm a place kicker. No, I wasn't doing that.
No, we're very happy. We're very happy with the job that Jason Baker's doing.
1st down for the Redskins on the 32 of the Eagles, and on the play-action pass, throwing to Rock Cartwright underneath and ducking forward to the 25, about 3.5 shy of the 1st down. And speaking about shy, James Brown is not shy for a game break, are you, JB?
Hey, Dick and Darryl, take a look. The Lions are really battling the Bucs tooth and nail after a 91-yard kickoff return by Eddie Drummond McMahon on the keeper of 4 yards to knot it at 20 apiece. Back to Dick and Darryl.
Things are getting testy here on 2nd and 3. Kenny Watson driving towards 1st down yardage and may have enough, as the Redskins hanging in there. And you talk about motivation in a game like this, and thanks for the memories. I know that LeVar Arrington told us, look, I was a part of a team that did not beat the Steelers in the last game at Three Rivers Stadium. Now I have a chance, at least in this setting of the regular season, to spoil the Eagles at Veterans Stadium. Right now he's watching his offense in action. 1st down at the 21, and a timeout called by the Redskins.
Oh my gosh, you are so wonderful.
Thank you.
I mean, you're so pretty and tall, and who does your hair? And your smile. I know I'm babbling on, and meeting you, well, this just made my day.
You're just saying that because I'm on TV.
You're on TV?
Use any Visa card this holiday season and everyone will want to be nice to you, because each time you use your Visa card, you could win $10,000 for you and $10,000 for a friend.
Oh my gosh, I think you are so wonderful.
Introducing Domino's Pizza Buffalo Chicken Kickers. Tender cuts of all-white chicken breast with a kick of spicy buffalo flavor baked through and through. 10 pieces for $5.99. Get the door and get a kick out of dinner tonight. Get an order of Cinesticks free when you buy a large one-topping pizza for $9.99.
Introducing the all-new 4Runner. Larger, more powerful. It will have admirers right from the beginning.
Meet Evan, a bachelor construction worker who earns $19,000 a year.
Great hair, great eyes, great body.
And meet the 20 women who've traveled to a chateau in France to compete for his heart. Why? They think he's worth $50 million. Now, who would ever give them that idea? Can true love survive a little $50 million lie? Joe Millionaire, a new reality series with a twist.
It's a dream come true. It means so much to me.
That's really twisted. Premieres Monday, January 6th on Fox.
Timeout. Redskins calling the timeout with 8:44 to go here in the 4th quarter. 1st down and 10 on the 21 of the Eagles. Ramsey, and completes the pass to Darius Thompson. Touchdown! And the Redskins climb back, and now they may be only 10 points behind with plenty of time on the clock. A 21-yard pass, and Ramsey with a terrific throw to Thompson.
And they get a little bit of a play-action fake right there to hold the linebackers, and there's Darius Thompson Bobby Taylor goes for the interception, can't make it. That allows Darius Thompson to make the catch and get into the end zone. In that situation, that's an all-or-nothing play by Bobby Taylor.
Third touchdown pass of the year. Reception for Thompson. The extra point by Cortez is good, and the lead is cut to 10, 31-21. Another look.
And again, Patrick Ramsey throws a perfect football. You can see it go over the outstretched fingers of Bobby Taylor. Darius Thompson does a nice job making the catch, keeping his feet in bounds, and then able to get those last few yards for the touchdown.
And for Patrick Ramsey, who was picked in the late stages of the first round, 6 plays, 50 yards, his third touchdown pass of the game. At one point, the Eagles were in front 17-0. And then the Redskins came back, and a big fumble return for a touchdown. A recovery by Carlos Emmons changed the momentum of this game that looked to be swinging to Washington's side toward the end of the first half. And then A.J. Feely with his second TD strike opened up at 31-7, but Ramsey has come back with touchdown passes to Rod Gardner and Darius Thompson to cut the lead to 10. Second half of our doubleheader. Packers 49ers, Cowboys Giants will follow. Well, the Redskins and Ramsey, and Steve Spurrier said before the end of the year we're going to take a long look at Ramsey in the last 2 games because of the injury to Danny Werfel. Forced to start today, and he's got to like what he sees.
And one of the things he wanted to do as a starter today was come out and play well. Obviously, he wanted to win the football game, but he wanted to play well, not necessarily for himself, but so other people would stop questioning his ability as a starter, because his 2 really good performances came when he came off the bench, not when he was given the starting job.
And here is the short kickoff by Jose Cortez and Brian Mitchell on the return, and Mitchell won't get beyond the 30-yard line. Philadelphia Eagles now trying to answer the Redskins touchdown. The last 2 of them, as a matter of fact. A.J. Feely has 2 touchdown passes. Deuce Staley, 104 total yards and 2 scores. And Troy Vincent, very quietly, has done an outstanding job in the secondary.
Yeah, and he's part of that unit that is considered the strength of the defensive side of the ball. Bobby Taylor, Troy Vincent, Al Harris is your third guy coming in. Lito Shepard and Sheldon Brown, the 2 young guys used in their nickel and dime packages that has Jim Johnson so excited about his ability to do different things this year.
Let's see what Marvin Lewis's defense does against the Eagles at Feely. Big pass rush, and the pass to Martin, the fullback, out of the backfield, and not much there. A couple of yards, and it's Jesse Armstead as the whistle finally blows after Martin picks up 3.
And Marvin Lewis, I think, has done a tremendous job with this defensive unit, getting them used to playing a different scheme. And it's been an ongoing process all season long. But to me, with the amount of change and the things they've done, they have played well as a unit this year.
Slow to pick it up, wouldn't you say? A lot of the so-called big names, especially at linebacker, they said, hey, they're as good a linebackers as there are in football. They've had some problems there.
They really have. They came from different systems. When you talk about Jesse Armstead and Jeremiah Trotter and guys like that, what they did at their previous teams is much different than the style that Marvin Lewis coaches.
Here is Deuce Staley carrying it out past the 35 for a 3-yard pickup. You saw Jesse Armstead on the sideline, and Antonio Pierce, who has been in on many snaps today for the Redskins, taking his place.
Yeah, he's getting a much bigger role in this defense, and Marvin Lewis told us a funny story. His wife actually came up and talked to him and said, you've got to do something to get my husband onto the field. He's driving me crazy at home because he's so frustrated. And this is a guy that's a very sharp guy who's picked up Marvin's system, and now that he understands it, and Marvin has been able to teach him some of the inside things of the game, he's starting to play very well.
Is that all it takes? Just get your wife to tell the coach? Flip to Dorsey Levens, and Levens is taken down. And a good tackle that time made by LeVar Arrington with under 7 minutes remaining, and Arrington getting up.
Well, the Philadelphia Eagles continuing to struggle offensively right now. Champ Bailey going back. You know, he would love to make amends for that drop punt he had earlier in the game, but they have done little offensively since Antonio Freeman's touchdown catch that put him ahead by 24 points at that time. So struggling a lot on the offensive side of the ball. They're going to have to put this game in the hands of their defense.
And getting a little too close for comfort for the Eagles, especially Andy Reid. Jason Baker, who hasn't punted well today. And that's the best he has done all day. And the fair catch by Bailey on the 20. And so these fans, they can be tough. Hey, they once threw snowballs at Santa Claus. I hope they missed them. And
had an opportunity to talk to Marvin Lewis and what would be the cornerstones of his defense, and was surprised to hear that the cornerback and the rush end would be the two areas that he would like to build his defense around. And this is a guy who comes from a defense that had Ray Lewis. Now Jim Johnson on the other side of that coin, the other great defensive line here today, he goes long linebacker and strong safety, strength down the middle.
First down at the 20, Ramsey up the middle, and Thompson with the reception. And Thompson picking up 5 yards, maybe 6 to the 26-yard line. Jim Johnson dialing up the defenses for the Philadelphia Eagles, and all he cares about, forget the stats, he says all our main goals are keep the points down and create turnovers. Got the turnovers going a little bit today, but the points down, I don't know. Washington's got 21 right now.
Yeah, uncharacteristic of this defense to give up points, especially in a situation where you have the lead.
2nd and 6, and they dump it off, flag down to Liddell Betts, still on his feet, and Betts will have enough for the first down, pending the call. Ineligible receiver downfield is the preliminary signal against the Redskins.
Number 64, illegally downfield on the pass. Will penalize the replay 2nd down.
David Laverne.
Liddell Betts benefiting from the injury to Stephen Davis early in this football game when he'd gotten off to a great start with 2 big runs. Liddell Betts was going to get some additional snaps this afternoon, but taking advantage of the opportunity to get even more than I'm sure Steve Spurrier anticipated giving him.
Bears beat the Jets 20-13. You never know. 2nd down and 9. And here is that familiar wide receiver screen to McCants, trying to get to the yardage and very close to the first down at the 30 with 5 minutes remaining.
And we saw that graphic at 3 blitzes with 15 non-blitzes. You can add 24 more to that on 1st and 2nd down. Jim Johnson being very conservative this afternoon, and that is one of the reasons why, because they get the ball out quickly into the flat area. If you've got all your pressure coming up the middle and they can get that quick wide receiver screen to the outside, they have nobody out there to help.
It'll beat the blitz every time, and that's what the Redskins have done. Here's Kenny Watson, but running into a green wall, and maybe a yard on the play, and leading that green wall was Corey Simon.
And you can see the respect that he has for him, because he did not blitz when Stephen Davis was in there. But Corey Simon, one of the key guys today, offensive line coach Kim Helton talked about stopping him. And already this afternoon, he has made several big plays. He has rolled the dice with that matchup. I think Corey Simon has got the better of it.
And they go to the other side on the pass to McCants. And just a couple there. 3rd down and long is on the menu for the Washington Redskins, and the time moving under 4 minutes remaining as Simon comes off the field. Paul Grassmanis has replaced him in the lineup.
And have to give congratulations to Corey Simon's alma mater. Ely High School won their first state title last night. They've sent several guys to the NFL, and in that game, running back Tyrone Moss tied Emmitt Smith high school touchdown scoring record.
3rd and 6. And the pass off the hands of Rod Gardner. It was not an ideal pass, but Gardner going low to try to make the play, could not hold on. So now 4th down and 6 coming up with 3:27 to go. And the Redskins appear to be going for it on 4th down.
Patrick Ramsey moving to his right, throwing the ball. That is going to be a tough catch for Rod Gardner, but in that situation with the game on the line, you've got to find a way to come up with that football.
Well, the Redskins converted 2 4th downs early in the 4th when they got the first of 2 touchdowns. They need 6 here, but that'll be aborted with a penalty. And it'll be a false start, 5 yards. So now instead of 4th and 6, Washington and Steve Spurrier,
snap.
4th and 11.
Ball start. Number 64. Offense. Still 4th down.
In a critical situation like that, you've got to focus. You cannot have a foolish penalty like that. It's one of the things that really has killed the Redskins all season long. They have so many pre-snap penalties, so many mistakes before the ball is even snapped. A critical position like that, and you have an illegal procedure.
So they need 11, do the Redskins, against this Eagle defense. 4th down, pressure up, and Ramsey's pass is incomplete, and the Eagles will take over on down. Zeron Flemister, and they weren't going to get the first down even if Flemister had caught the pass.
No, they had 4 wide receivers out in the routes today on that pass right there. 3 of the 4 were 4 yards short of the first down. So even if Zeron Flemister can come up with that football, you see Al Harris moving in for the tackle. He's not going to get the first down anyway. 1 out of the 4 receivers ran the route with the proper distance to get the first down. All 3 guys underneath were covered like blankets by the Eagles defense.
So the Eagles will get the ball on the Redskin 29-yard line, and the Redskins have 2 timeouts remaining and have to start thinking of using them on the defensive end. And there's Bruce Smith getting the jump. Was he drawn off?
We'll take a look at all these receivers right here as they go out. We got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, when they get into their routes, I want you to see, here's where your first down marker is, right here at the 40-yard line. That's where they all had to get to. Underneath, right at the marker. Here's your guy you needed to go to right here. But the Philadelphia Eagles defense gets the pressure. There they are. You got the 3 guys across the yard marker at the 35.
Unabated to the quarterback. Still first down.
So it'll be a penalty against Bruce Smith. Pointing all you want. It was the Redskins for a 5-yard penalty, bringing up 1st and 5 for the Eagles. 3:22 on the clock. A victory for the Eagles would wrap up the NFC East, and they know that wins in their last 3 would give them home field advantage throughout the NFC playoffs. Hand off to Deuce Staley, and the clock beginning to work in the Eagles' favor as the fans can sense this division championship. It would be their 2nd in a row if they could hold on.
And Andy Reid has done a great job since he's taken over the Philadelphia Eagles of gradually moving from year to year to make this football team what they are today. And he's done it in an era of free agency that it's very difficult to do. He can say all he wants about taking this season 1 game at a time, but when the Philadelphia Eagles started this year, they were thinking more about than just getting into the playoffs and winning the NFC East.
Redskins timeout leaves them with 1, and so the fans here in the last regular season contest, the Eagles will finish with road games at Dallas and the New York Giants. And these fans have been tremendous. They are really what make the Veterans Stadium. You can talk about the building, but the fans really are what define a stadium. And here's Deuce Staley, and Staley is tackled. They'll miss a lot of the memories here. There's no question about it as the Redskins call their last timeout. But I remember for many years they had in the bowels of the stadium where the teams looked at the film and where they had their meeting room. Greatest story is when John Gruden, who was an offensive coordinator, or I should say a quarterback coach here, and offensive coordinator, all of a sudden the ceiling caved in. And he said that a rat and a cat had fallen in his lap. And he says, all of us looked at each other, and then 3 of us ran in different directions.
And when the new stadium opens next year, the Philadelphia Eagles will have, to me, the best facilities and be the place that any free agent would want to go to. They have since moved across the street to the NovaCare Center for their facilities to get away from the rats and the cats. And when this new stadium opens up, there will be no better place to be as a player than with the Philadelphia Eagles. Plus, they're one of the best teams in the NFL. They have one of the legitimate shots of going to the Super Bowl when the season starts.
Hey, Ray Rhodes said, I'm never going to get free agents here with those little creatures running in front of my feet every time I go outside. Last time out called, as you know, by the Redskins, and Dorsey Levens stopped, and 4th down coming up, and Akers will come on. as the clock continues to run under 3 minutes to go.
Well, you talked about the fans being really the personality of this stadium, and if you're going to narrow it down, it's the 700 level here at the Vet, with their website known as the Nest of Death. And I tell you what, for any opposing fan that comes into the stadium, my hat's off to you. This is not a place where they're very cordial to the opposition or their fans.
45-yard field goal is good by Akers with 2:29 remaining. David Akers with his second field goal of the game, and the Eagles extend their lead to 34-21. And there are the fans, you know, inside that they're quiet. Those that are not yawning are very delighted with what the Eagles are doing. Patrick Ramsey with 3 touchdown passes. And those are the numbers for A.J. Feely. Deuce Staley over 100 total yards and 2 scores. And 3 takeaways, giving up 10 points. You made a good point at the top of the game, Darrell, when you said that for Patrick Ramsey making his 3rd start, he doesn't necessarily have to win to know that he did well. And, you know, he can make progress without winning in a game like this.
Yeah, absolutely. And he wants to win the football game. Obviously, everybody who steps on the field wants to win the football game. But for Patrick Ramsey, because of what happened the last time he took the field against a defense similar to the Philadelphia Eagles, the New Orleans Saints and the Green Bay Packers, it was important for him to have an effective day. You saw his stats there, 3 touchdowns, almost over 60% completion percentage. That is a very, very good day, regardless of whether you're a rookie or a veteran going against this tough Eagles defense.
Akers will kick off with 2:29 remaining. And the Philadelphia Eagles, moments away from capturing their 2nd straight NFC East title. Kenny Watson out to the 20, and Akers is shaken up. But when you get to this part of the season, you know, they've lost Sean Landeta already with a torn calf muscle. And Baker's been punting shakily today, and now here's Akers.
And this is a guy you cannot afford to lose. And it looks like he might have twisted his ankle when he landed on that plant foot. You can see him reach down for his foot. And to me, David Akers is such a great weapon for your football team. The distance that he can realistically make a field goal. We saw him from 63 yards out today before the game. Those are some points that most teams don't even have a chance to think about.
Yeah, he's probably the best in the league, as you pointed out. And I agree with you 100% there. Pass thrown underneath to Thompson. And Thompson trying to get out of bounds to stop the clock, and he can't do it. And the Redskins cannot stop the clock, but the 2-minute warning will. 34-21. Tampa Bay edges Detroit 23-20, and the Buccaneers with a big win for them. 2-minute warning here at Veterans Stadium, and the Eagles on their way to victory number 11.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Budweiser, delivering beer at its best with the crisp, clean, and refreshing taste known only to the king of beers.
Can I ask you one more question? Shoot. I've been following you guys for a while, and I know the business is really cutthroat. So what is it that separates you guys from all the other bands?
I'd say our lyrics. Yeah, it's the lyrics.
Yeah, we're all about the words.
Oh, that's good.
Happy anniversary, honey.
Yeah, happy anniversary.
There's something I gotta do.
Oh, yeah? What? I love this woman! I love her! What are you doing? Stop!
Okay, then I guess this will have to do.
Oh, my God. I love this man. I love him, I love him, I love him.
Mount Everest at 17,000 feet. Muscles twitch, nerves fray, engine roars. The awe-inspiring new Forerunner with advanced technologies like Hill Start Assist Control, Downhill Assist Control, Torsion Center Differential, and X-Rear Sport Suspension. You find the obstacles, we'll help you conquer them.
2 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. The Eagles leading by 34-21. A 13-point lead. The Redskins are out of timeouts. And they will start from the 24-yard line. So Tampa Bay beats Detroit. The Chicago Bears stun the New York Jets. We'll give you the NFC playoff picture as soon as we can. And back to throw is Ramsey. Completes it to Kenny Watson, who's hit immediately by N.D. Kalu at the 27.
Well, that's amazing to me, N.D. Kalu. I mean, we've heard about what he's done as a pass rusher, but Jim Johnson really feels he has the ability to be a strong side linebacker in the league. He is playing off the ball in coverage right now, and this is a guy who against the St. Louis Rams had 4 sacks as a defensive lineman rushing the passer.
Here's Kenny Watson, backed up, falling down at the 21. Donovan McNabb coming from upstairs to downstairs. He wants to be with the team on the sideline when the final gun goes off and the Eagles wrap up the division. And they wouldn't be there without him. And as you pointed out at the outset, it was Donovan McNabb telling the rest of the team all year long that this is not a one-man team. And that really has spurred them on to these last 4.
Yeah, even before he broke his leg and has missed these football games and was going to be out of the lineup, he talked about how he was not the only guy in this football team, that there were a lot of playmakers out there that were responsible for the success of this football team.
And there is Flemister still on his feet and going out of bounds at the 40 with a flag down back at the line of scrimmage, holding against Washington.
Holding, 76, offense, still 4th down.
So it'll be 4th down. 4th down and 18. So for the first time in 7 years in the rivalry between these teams, somebody will sweep. The Eagles were the last team to sweep the season series back in '95, and the Eagles will do it again. And we'll go to 11-3 on the year. And the Redskins dropping to 5-9. Craig Jarrett will punt with 43 seconds left. Brian Mitchell, who moved past Walter Payton into second place in the all-time all-purpose yardage list. And here is Mitchell, the former Redskin, and how he must enjoy the second straight division title. Let's take a look now at the playoff picture. Tampa Bay, by winning, clinches a playoff berth, but the Eagles join the Packers and the 49ers, who, by the way, play next on Fox in wrapping up their respective divisions.
And we're getting closer and closer to having that NFC playoff picture really come together. A critical game, that second game this afternoon, the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants. If the Cowboys win that football game, that opens the door for some other teams to get in.
Well, today's game produced by Bob Stenner, directed by Sandy Grossman. The associate director is Charles McDonald. The broadcast associates Wayne Wilson and Robert Slosby. Sorry, Bubba. Technical producer is Bob Muller. Pre-game show produced by Scott Ackerson and directed by Bob Levy. The studio technical supervisor Jack Simmons. Right now, let's check in with James Brown in a game break. JB, what do you have?
Dick and Darrell, 77-yard drive in 1 minute and 38 seconds, trailing by a touchdown. Michael Vick, adding to his legend, whips this 12-yard strike to Trevor Gaylor to tie it up and to send the game into OT. Let's take it back to Dick and Darrell.
All right, and thanking some more people. Bill Brown, our senior producer, and the executive producers of Fox Sports, Ed Gorin and David Hill. Also, would like to tip our hat to our stats crew, Chris Visser, Rick Odioso, Wade Junko, and Mike Eldridge, as the Philadelphia Eagles have wrapped up the division title, winning their 5th in a row, upending the Washington Redskins 34-21. We'll be right back.